This is not a review, this is therapy. Guys, welcome back to the Brothers Geek Out podcast, episode 66, and it's all about spoiling the shit out of Avengers Endgame. How you been, G-Man?
I'm cool, man. I've been looking forward to this Endgame therapy that we need, man. But everything's been alright.
Nah, it's good. We've got Ash here joining us.
What's up, guys?
We maybe have little Idris run into this
You might have my son running around
for a little bit, but I'll have to do a little block his face.
Yeah,
no, I mean, I suppose we respected the time of, not doing a spoiler review, and it's not really a spoiler now. I mean, everybody's saying everything. People probably know what's going on. So if you are coming to watching this episode, I am sorry. Well, we're going to spoil it. This. We're going to spoil it. I'm not even going to give you
warning. If you haven't seen Endgames by now, and you're a comic book crazy fan, then I don't know. Maybe maybe you just got released from prison or something, man. Because everyone and anyone have seen this, man. Yeah, not even just comic book fans, just regular people.
There was an article I read where a soldier went AWOL to go watch Avengers Endgames, and he got arrested after.
Yeah.
And he goes,
just so much going on.
It must have been worth it for him to get arrested for. So definitely shout out to that soldier.
Shout out to everyone. Bro, so many stories gone out. A guy in Hong Kong got beaten up for talking about the movie outside. He just came out of the cinema and he probably started talking about it, and then he got beaten up outside the cinema.
I think he deserved that.
Yeah. There's loads of other things I've been hearing and whatnot. Even when I watched it twice. I've seen it 4 times now, right? I think I got 2 more in me.
Yeah.
Even when I watched it, the next day, people that were not interested were just saying, "Oh, just tell me what happens." I'm like, I can't. Go on the internet. I can't say it with my own mouth.
Yeah.
I just don't want to say anything, right? You know what I mean? But my God, yeah, man. Well,
let's just do this before the therapy starts. Give us like a 2-word review.
2-word review.
Or your thoughts,
My initial thoughts, man, based on the first time I watched it, man. Emotions. Touched on all my emotions. It made me cry, touching on many different of my emotions.
Yeah.
Happiness, sadness, moistness, everything. It made me tear up with just with the power of different kind of emotions. Fucking amazing.
Cool. I forgot Ashley's here with us as well today. So your overview.
I don't know, man. Like 2 words.
Well, not even 2 words. He gave just 20 words now. So
overall, it's a brilliant movie, man. Brilliant movie. That's what I'm going to say.
Actually, got to speak up a little bit, man.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Speak up.
So I'm too far.
Yeah, you got to speak a little bit, otherwise it sounds a bit mumbly.
Yeah, no, I'm saying it's just brilliant, man. Brilliant movie. You can't go wrong with it, man. Like, regardless if you're a Marvel fan or not, this is one movie that will make you kind of relate to the characters in a sense, like, emotionally. Because they're not just about them being superheroes. It's the sacrifices they make to get them where they are.
Yeah.
And we have...
Hello, Sasa.
Hello.
There we go. Is he in already?
So,
morning,
come on, give us a hug. Say hello to Uncle Sasa. Uncle Sasa?
Hey.
Uncle Gilman.
Hello.
And he's got porridge all over his face.
Yeah.
Hey, little kitty. Say hello,
Hello.
Sasa.
Say hello.
Hello, Sus. We're doing some therapy here. You're going to come join us, yeah?
Oh, you look so cute, mashallah.
I don't think he's come ready yet.
No, he's not.
Come here.
Alright, go on, Sasa. Have your breakfast. Yeah.
No, you're not staying. Come. You're not staying.
Bye.
Oh, okay. Do you want to see them?
Yeah.
Go on.
Sure. Alright, guys, I got Debbie.
Alright.
Go. It's alright. Yeah.
Alright. Just got to blur him out.
Yeah, definitely.
What about you, Kibbs? How many times you guys seen it, and what's your thoughts?
I've only seen it twice at the moment now. I do want to go see it again because Dad wants to watch it. But for me, it's something that Mark Banana said on the Kevin Smith and Fat Man on Batman review. It was
No. It's Fat Man Beyond. Fat Man Beyond now, isn't it?
Fat Man Beyond. Sorry, yes, they can't use it no more. And any legal rights. Ending to an era, I suppose. He said that it was more about second chances.
Yeah,
and
family, mum and dad and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, it was absolutely awesome.
Kind of tying up loose ends.
Yeah, and
with
I feel
the
like
family.
it was listen, man. I absolutely. I remember me and Nash at that 12 o'clock screening, and we were the only guys crying and screaming. Like when that moment happened, I think I was the loudest one up in there, bro. The people were clapping me because I was that loud.
Man, I don't blame you, man. I wish I was with you guys, man. Yeah. But I watched it twice before you guys even watched it once. Like, I had no one to talk to out here.
Yeah.
No one. And you don't understand what I was going through, man. So it's emotional. I had no one to chat about it, and I couldn't really express anything to you lot because it was so moist with so many moist moments that I couldn't even express anything for you lot to you know, just in case it's spoiled or whatnot.
Yeah. No.
But I mean, I like what Mark Bernardin said. He's like, can you pick on certain things? Yes, you can. But why would you? Like, for this movie, why would you? There's no need. You can, and I've got some things I want to pick on. I will pick on those, right? But nothing will ruin this movie for the fans who have followed this journey. Not just the comic book fans, right? Because that's another extra connection. But the fans who followed this journey for the last 11 years, there's an extra connection. So when I tell people, this film put me in tears, some people are like, how? Why? What scenes? I don't understand. I saw it and I'm like, you don't understand. We have a different connection.
Yeah.
You probably have a different connection to something else in your life, be it whatever movie or book or whatever that will make you cry. I have a connection with this. And after the 11 years and after the shit that's happened in 11 years and what happened in this movie, it's going to tear me up. I have a different emotional connection to this. Like a lot of us do.
Yeah.
And there's levels of craziness. People are like, oh, you're so crazy. You watch it twice. I'm like, listen, there's levels of craziness.
Yeah.
I am on a higher level than you.
Yeah.
There's people on a higher level. You got to understand that. But it's not even, you know what I mean? It's not even just this this movie. It's the journey and then the ending to this movie.
It was a good one for Phase 3. For this era. I mean, I know Spider-Man Far From Home is going to be at the end of Phase 3, but it was just nice to see. You know, they closed off things really nicely, man. I mean, it was a roller coaster of emotions. I think that's one of my things.
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, let's just go through it, kind of thing, and then we can finish off with you know, how we like the ending and how we feel it ended and all that sort of stuff. I mean,
go for it, man. Let's because you've seen it a few more times. I maybe get it wrong, but structure it away, and I'll try and remember what if you missed anything out.
Even though I've seen it 4 times, there's still parts that I've just. Anyway, because obviously, listen, it starts off.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. It starts off with Hawkeye, right, with his family. So it straight away starts off with that snap and kind of introducing Hawkeye back into things, right? Because he wasn't in Infinity War. So just trying to introduce him back. That could have easily been a scene from the previous movie. But in fact, this is one movie combined. It's a 5-hour movie.
It's a 5-hour
anyway,
movie,
exactly. Starts off with that. You see the snap straight away in the cinema that I was in. Everyone was like, like they didn't know a snap happened. But anyway, they saw the snap. That explains Hawkeye's madness that we'll talk about later on.
Yeah.
Then it goes on to, then you see the ship, you see Stark and Nebula kind of bonding in their ways and whatnot, which was quite emotional.
Yeah.
All these scenes, every scene, I don't care, touched me. And the first time I watched it, just seeing Stark up there and then sending his message to Pepper, and Nebula kind of they would start together for like 20 days or something. So they had this sort of
22 days,
relationship. Yeah, man. So and then he falls asleep, and at that moment you're just kind of thinking, oh shit, is he dying? Is he dead? What I loved as well, man, he was so skinny, like he lost so much weight. So that was awesome. And then Nebula puts him on the seat of the ship while he was sleeping, and then you just see this bright light. And in my eyes, I was just like, what's going on? Who's this? And then we said this. This was one of the theories. Captain Marvel came and saved him. Man. That was so epic.
Yeah, exactly.
That was sick. I mean, where she came from, there's a lot. You know, maybe she was coming to Earth, or maybe it's a continuation from the end credit scenes from her timeline.
Yes, that's right. So she probably went out there to look for him.
Yes, so maybe they didn't explain that, but maybe it's like, she came to Earth. Then they said, listen, Tony's up there. Can you go and check?
Yeah.
She's gone back up. Because they didn't really reintroduce her when she came back.
No, that's
so
right.
I reckon it's from that. And then, so that was moist. And when she banged him down, and then the Cap and Tony's reunion.
Yeah.
That hit me. That touched me, man. And he looked at Cap and he just said, I couldn't save him. I couldn't save him.
Yeah.
And then Cap was like, we couldn't save him. Like, it was us, not just you.
Yeah.
That was emotional. That first connection hit me, and you Rocket and Nebula kind of hold hands
Had
and
their
whatever.
moment, yeah.
That was deep. And then the plan, right? What was it? Straight away into the plan that they talk about.
Yeah, well, so what they do is they, yes, Idris, the emotions kick in. So they were talking about trying to get Thanos, and, you know, Tony's just come off the ship. He's losing, and he's really emotional about it. He was like, look, man, we tried, man, and we tried to do it together, and what did you say? We lose together as well. So we did lose together.
He was bringing back. He was saying, "I told you, lot, we needed a suit of armor to protect us, but you lot were against that and blah blah blah." And he said, he was pissed off at Cap. He was like, "You were supposed to be there. You said we're gonna lose together, and where was you? You wasn't there.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, when you really needed each other."
Yeah.
He obviously, man, they were going for some PTSD, man, like proper, you know. All of these guys, they're just going for some shit. But and it was awesome. You see Thor there, just pissed off.
Yeah.
And I mean, there was still humor in it when Rocket Raccoon when he goes, what's wrong with him? And Rocket Raccoon's like, he's pissed in it because he's failed and there's a lot of failure going on there. And Stark calls him something. I don't know what it is, some bear or something. I'm not familiar with it. But
Rabbit. No, he don't.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that was. They still kept a bit of humor in there. But yeah, and then he collapses and whatnot. Obviously, you know, all the stress and his body's just gone weak.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then Captain Marvel just like she tries to head out there, and then they were like, "Oh, we work with the team," and she just made the orders like, "We go up, find us, kill him, snap him back, use the stone, snap him back." And Captain America kind of agreed, and I think that was kind of like little things where they agreed on, where it was like, "Yeah, you're gonna be the next, you know, lead or whatever."
Yeah.
You're
Because
gonna
I
be
think
the
what
next
happened there was quite interesting because Rocket was saying, you know, they worked out how the gloves use and how the energy of the glove, they can track it basically. And I think slyly they should have shown more of this. Rocket is a genius as well.
Yes, they showed it more in this movie than they have in the previous one. I mean, they have. He's always built shit.
Yeah.
But
mechanically,
he really expresses genius.
He's really amazing. In the comic books, he's absolutely a genius as well. And he says it in the movie as well. He goes, "Hey, you're not the only genius in the room." To Robert Downey Jr.
He says to him, "You're only a genius on Earth."
Yeah, exactly. So he knows more about it, and I'm going to come back to this point later on in the movie later on. So
well, I mean, look, since we're talking about things, and then also, wait, quickly, just to finish this part off, Nebula says, "No need to I know where he's going." He's always spoke about it.
The garden.
And, you know, the garden, you know, his retirement place. And War Machine makes a little snap at this. Listen, I do want to express something here, because I'm 100% more excited. Just a couple things that I want to just get off my chest.
Yeah.
Like, and we'll go through it more as we get through the movie. But Captain Marvel, I do think that, listen, man, you've been up there since 1990, whatever, right? Yeah. Thanos has been effing up stuff out there for ages. Yeah. How come you've never heard of him up to this point? You know what I mean? How come you've never solved that? Even with Guardians of the Galaxy, when the whole, whatever. I know she was out there so many different places, but how come she's never heard of Thanos up to this point?
I'm not sure, you know? It's not something they should have popped that in there. Because she knows about Ronan.
I mean, Cap says it herself. Cap says that, listen, I know that up there is more your territory, but this is our fight too.
Yeah.
So, it's all of that up there is your territory. And plus, she says it. She says it to Rhodey. When Rhodey says, where you been? He goes, well, you know, there's many different planets out there, and then, you know, they don't have the Avengers and whatnot. Yeah. But I'm like, all right, well, how come you don't know about the baddest man on the universe? Yeah. How could you not know about him? Anyway, that was one of my things. But yeah, so what? They go up there, and I love, again, a little humor when Rocket's like, who's never been to space? And they put their hands up. He's like, all right, don't fuck up on my ship. I love it. Love all of that.
There was a really good scene when they're going through the portal and they close up to Cap's eye and you can just see the Stanley Kubrick lights kicking in. Like it was absolute. Like the visual effects in this, hands down, awesome. Yeah. So anyway, continue.
Amazing.
Sorry, bro.
Same. They use the same time. What do you call it? Space thing as Guardians of the Galaxy. So at least they kept it in that sort of realm. But yeah, cool. And then they got to the garden. Captain Marvel does a quick check out to see if there's anything. And then man, you just see Thanos. You see him. He's like retirement, man. Picking
Yeah.
out some fruits, ready to do some cooking. His Infinity War arm, the Gauntlet arm is all messed up, and his face is all messed up and whatnot. He seems very weak and fragile. And then boom, the Avengers come, beat him up, keep him in a chokehold. Everyone's holding his hand open and whatnot.
They're asking him about where
you
it
realize he doesn't have stones in the glove because they wanted to use the stones to click everyone back, and he just explained. He just told him straight that I use the stones to destroy the stones, man. The work's already been done.
Yeah.
There's no more. We don't need them no more.
Yeah.
You know, there's no value for the stones no more. And I was like, holy shit, this is madness, man.
Yeah.
He actually destroyed them. And then damn, man, Thor weren't messing around. He didn't. I don't think he said a single word. Well, I think he said one word up to this point, man. He just chopped off his head one time, and in the first 10, 20 minutes of the movie, Thanos is dead.
Yeah.
You're just like, what the hell is going on? Chop off his head, and he's like, well, first he comes in and chops off his arm.
Yeah.
Which everyone slated him about. He should have done in Infinity War.
Yeah.
So he chops off his arm, and then he chops off his head, and he goes, "I went for the head." Man, that was crazy. That was just like, whoa. That was like a shocking moment because like 20 minutes.
Because they still
Are you
lose.
serious? The movie's done.
Yeah, no, because in that scene as well, like when he was like, I'm an inevitable. What's the word? It's inevitable. Yeah.
I am inevitable.
Yeah, that's it. And like, what else? What more can you do?
Yeah, it's mad.
Yeah, what more can you do? So yeah, it was a emotional scene because again they lose again.
Exactly, because they had no solution to it, right?
Exactly.
The stones were gone. So yeah, and then after that, man, it says 5 years later. 5 years. I can't believe that actually.
Yeah.
Like, because normally it's just like they're resolving it straight away.
Yeah.
5 years they went. They had to live with it, and this is what I thought was the beautiful part about it. When they start reintroducing everyone after 5 years, man. So you see Cap holding like a a group therapy sort of session that we're having now, sort of thing.
Yeah.
You see one of the Russo brothers there talking about how he went on a date and just expressing himself, and everyone's there. And Cap's just always like that beacon of hope, right? Like,
yeah, that's right.
Just messed up, but he has to just give positive words and just saying, it's our world now. If we don't make nothing about it, then Thanos should have just snapped us all away.
Exactly.
Which was mad. But then what happens? You go back to the Avengers thing. You see Black Widow, and she's just kind of leading up the team or something like that with Captain Marvel. You got Rhodey. You got Black Panther. What's her name? Soldier, General.
I can't remember, man. Gone out, man.
Anyway, and then Rocket and whatnot. Again, there's little humor. Rocket's awesome in this film.
Yeah.
He's so funny in this film, I have to say, man. He cracks me up, man. I love the way they put Captain Marvel with a new short hairstyle and everything. So after 5 years, and then and then Rhodey's talking about Barton to Scarlet, saying that someone's massacred a bunch of Mexican cartels and all this sort of stuff. So you just know straight away. He says it himself. That's Barton, and he's just going crazy. And Black Widow's just like breaking down and whatnot. So you could just see the emotions after 5 years. It's nothing's changed. They can't move on. They're trying to move on, but you could tell they can't move on.
That's right.
Man. Cap comes, tries to give her a little speech of inspiration and whatnot, trying to say he saw some whales, so less people, less pollution. He saw some whales in the he's just trying to be that beacon of hope. And then you get the phone call, man, from Ant-Man. Oh, but they didn't show that before. Oh shit, we didn't talk about that before. Ant-Man.
Yes,
he was.
right.
We were in San Francisco. Yeah.
Yes.
That was emotional as well. First of all, again, I think the movie's getting cussed by this as well because of the rat. The rat is what triggered off him to get. But you know what? What's that?
He's moist. The rat's moist, bro. The rat saved us.
The rat's moist. The rat saved. That's what everyone's saying. The rat of all the things. You know what? I mean, I don't know what else you could think of. But at least it took 5 years. It's not like the rat came in like 2 days later.
Exactly.
At least it took 5 years for the rat to come.
The problem is with. Okay, like one of my things about people, and I know we're gonna go into deeper once we go through how the movie is that people are spoiled and they chat too much. They're not appreciating what we're getting on the big screen, and this is what part of my therapy is to let people know that you are lucky, man.
Yeah, exactly.
You are in such good times because this movie really, as much as it was the end of an era, it was a fan service film, and what they did.
Kevin Smith puts it well.
It was amazing. Like I couldn't we won't get a movie like this ever again.
No, I don't know. Well, unless Marvel pulls out another one in about 10 years or something. But no, I agree. And everyone likes to say shit like they're experts. Oh, the ending was basic. How would you have ended 11 years of movies and a character of 11 years? How would you have done it? A rat done this. How would you have got Ant-Man back out? What would you have done? Like, shut up, man. You wouldn't have done that. Or maybe in the rare case, like a Dragon Ball Z, for example, that movie was shit, and then some fans were able to make a good YouTube one. A goodish YouTube one. A great YouTube one. But that's YouTube. This is a Hollywood movie. There's a difference. If we gave you the budget, can you do that? But yeah, people want to talk. Let them talk. Anyway, Rat Come Save the Day. I love that. And then you see the emotional moment with him just wandering out San Francisco, saying, "What the hell is going on?" He asks that kid on the bike, "What's going on?" And then he sees a list of names of snapped away. And he was looking for his daughter's name, right? And then he saw his name and realized, they thought he snapped away. And then when he sees his daughter, when he knocks on the door, and then Cassidy or whatever, she's older and whatnot, and he sees it. That hit me, man. That was emotional. That was so sad, man. That was the second part. I think I kind of teared up. The first was Cap and Iron Man's reunion, and the second part was that. That's when I kind of teared up again. So that was emotional. Anyway, going back into it, man. Then he knocks on the front door of the Avengers headquarters, which was Moise. He comes in, he's all freaking out about the quantum realm and whatnot, because he's saying that he was telling them 5 years ago before this happened, I went into this quantum world, and then she was like, Black Widow was like, shit, I'm sorry, that must have been a hard 5 years. He goes, but that's the thing. For me, it was only 5 hours. So that's when it bugged him, like this time difference going on here. Yeah. So, I love it that he's trying to talk quantum physics, and he's like, who do we talk to? Because he doesn't know himself. He knows, but he's not the expert.
He's not the expert, exactly.
So that was awesome, man. And I love the way, Cap's looking at him. He's like, "You talking about a time machine?" He's like, "No, it's more complicated than that. It's a time machine." It's just, because there's no other way to pull it.
Exactly.
We're not smart about it. It's like, actually, there is no other way to pull it. So that was moist. And then when you speak to, you see another clip, a little house near the lake. It goes off to Tony Stark. Which was awesome. You see him and his daughter. That was the best relationship, man. Him and his daughter, man. What was her name? Megan. Morgan. We'll get to them when we get there. Morgan, sorry. But she's a cute little girl, and he's. What I love what they've done with Stark, man, is and we'll get to this more. Is like, remember Iron Man 1? Remember when he was in that cave with the other Palestinian guy or whatever, and the guy says to him, "Oh, Tony Stark, the man who has everything but nothing." And he meant to him, like, you have everything in the world. You don't have family. You don't have kids. You don't have family. That's nothing. You have nothing. He finally had something, man. After all this time, the 5 years of everything that he went through, he finally had something, which was the kid, right? And the relationship with them two was obviously amazing, man. I Love You 3000. That's all over the place, man. That's killing me, man. So what happens? Ant-Man's freaking out, telling Iron Man they want to do a time heist and and Tony's telling him like it's impossible, blah 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 blah. And then even I love the way when Ant-Man's just telling Tony, no, we just gotta follow the rules of time travel. Don't talk to your past. Don't bet on your bet in your bet in events. And he's like, are you basing this time heist on Back to the Future?
I love that. I love that scene.
Love that. Love the references. But yeah, Tony's just not interested, man. He's hot. I think he's just. I don't want to say accepted defeat, but in a way he kind of has, and he's got a new life, and he has everything now, and he doesn't want to risk it, right? He doesn't want to lose everything he has. So he tells the guys like, listen, if you're here to talk shop, then you got to leave. If you don't talk shop, come stay for dinner and stuff.
Exactly.
Which was amazing. But then they go looking for a bigger brain, and then. So they were like, we need to speak to a bigger brain. And then you see the introduction of the new Hulk.
Yes.
Hulk and Banner mix, the smart Hulk.
Professor
What
Hulk.
do you think of that? What was your thoughts on the new Hulk that they portrayed?
I think because he's really been the side guy in the Marvel universe. They've only got to do one film with him, and I think what they did was pretty good, man. They've got to expand on his character throughout all of these movies. So he doesn't really need a solo movie. So you can understand that when he talks about how he had to make peace with himself and thought, you know what, let me use the brains and the brawns. I think it worked. A lot of people didn't like it.
A lot of people
but
wanted the Grey Hulk.
fucking. Oh, sorry. Sorry, man. I'm sorry, little one. Yeah. I like what they did, bro. We've been waiting for Hope to be more expanded on, and I'm glad that over the past couple of movies we've got to see that, because, like, as we saw in Infinity War, they were having complications, man.
Yeah. Well, that was. I mean,
yeah.
I agree with you, and maybe they could have given us the Grey Hulk, but then again, they haven't developed the Hulk as a character so much where you could split him off to a complete new Hulk, if that makes sense, a new color or whatnot, if that makes sense. So, I mean,
a Hulk movie by itself, they could do that, but I don't think they could.
What's that? You gotta speak up, man.
No, I'm saying maybe if they had a Hulk movie, like a separate movie for Hulk, maybe they could have introduced the Grey Hulk, Red Hulk, and this that.
That's what I'm saying.
They never gave Mark Ruffalo his own solo movie.
Exactly. Hulk's only had one movie in the last 11 years, so it's a bit harder to develop him like that. So I think they developed him in the right way, and I think obviously, and we saw that in the comics anyway. There was a smart Hulk, obviously the Grey Hulk and whatnot. But at least in this, like, Ruffalo was just like I always saw him as But he's a solution. Let me look at him now as a solution, And everyone in every way took it as a defeat, Everyone keeps pulling it on themselves. Like, I lost. And everyone's like, no, you didn't lose. Like, we lost, basically. Everyone's putting it on themselves, basically.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I thought that was awesome. I mean, I liked it. One of my critics is like, on that, though, I haven't seen Hulk smash since probably Avengers 1, maybe Avengers 2 Age of Ultron, but probably Avengers 1 we haven't seen him Hulk smash. And Ragnarok, he was there-ish,
he was good. He did good.
He got battered.
He was more
by
comedic in that, man. It was more comedic Hulk character.
He was, exactly. But I mean, Hulk is known for Hulk smash, man. So that's what I feel like he could have possibly lost fans, because he's not staying true to Hulk smash, and I want to see Hulk smash. You know what I mean? So that was one of my other things.
Just check.
What's wrong?
No, just somebody in front of the house. Just need to double check something.
Daddy, stay there.
Stay there.
Okay.
What? Sorry. Hold on. Hello. Come here. Come say hello to Uncle Gilman. Oh, cool. Emotions.
So yeah, that's my other thing. Hulk smash. I haven't seen him in ages, man. And we didn't get much of Hulk smash in this either. So it's unfortunate. But yeah, it's great that they speak to him. It's good to see what they've done with him and whatnot. He's taking pictures with fans and whatever, doing the dab and all that sort of stuff. I don't know much about that, but I don't know how to take that. But it is what it is. I enjoyed it. I like seeing Hulk like that. Put a smile on my face. Pull it out. Yeah, so that was cool. And then anyway, they tried to make it up. And then I think they cut to a scene where Tony, he's washing the dishes.
Yes.
And then he sprays water, and then he sees the picture of him and Peter Parker.
Yeah.
And that's what gives him the inspiration to look into this time travel thing.
Yeah.
Because I remember when that scene started, when he starts talking to Friday about it, he goes, I just found some new inspiration. And that was obviously the picture of him and Parker, because he feels so guilty that he lost the kid, right?
Exactly.
Felt like it was his responsibility, man. So, yeah, and he figures it out, man. He figures it out. He speaks to Pepper about it. And she just tells him, like, he tells him I could just pull it in the river and go to sleep. And she's like, but are you going to rest? Which is, obviously he can't, it's just a hero away, basically. He knows the solution, he can't keep it to himself.
No, of course, it's the problem. And I think that's what he's been battling for a long time as well. Like, he hasn't been able to just switch off from it, even though he has family and everything there. I suppose that part of you just still stays there, doesn't it?
Of course, I mean, the guilt of him losing Peter Parker killed it, man.
Yeah.
He always said, I don't want to lose the kid. And he lost the kid. So again, it was Peter Parker that gave him that inspiration to look into it. And then he found a solution, which was great. But yeah, then you see Banner and Ant-Man and Captain America, Black Widow working on it. And that was a funny scene when they put Ant-Man through it, and he comes back as a baby and he comes back as a grandpa and whatnot. Because they, Tony says that after, you probably put time through him rather than put him through time. If that makes sense.
Yeah, so when he comes over, that's a good explanation of what they did as well, definitely.
Yeah, that was awesome. So yeah, that was fun. And then Tony comes, and then he has a reunion with Cap, because Cap's gone out, just kind of thinking and whatnot. See him come in, and he just tells him, I figured it out. they have their little moment, which again that made me happy as well,
Yeah,
man. He
same,
gave him the
same.
shield back,
Yeah.
like made you the shield. That was emotional.
Yeah.
That was emotional.
Very
I loved
emotional,
it. The fact he gave me shield back, man. So that was sick. And it's good to see Cap and Tony back together again, just for this time.
Definitely.
So yeah, that was awesome. And then what happens next? He says like trying to build a team. We need to get the team together, right? And then Cap's like, we're working on it.
Yeah.
And then you see Nebula and Rocket come. You see Rhodey come, and then you see Thor and Rocket. Not Thor, sorry. Hulk and Rocket go into New Asgard to see Thor.
That's right.
Thor,
Yeah.
which was cool. Then they introduced what's her name, Valkyrie.
Yep.
She was there, so obviously she survived the snap, and she obviously survived the trip, the Infinity War when what do you call it, Thanos was on the ship. And then you see something very interesting, man. You see Thor in a very depressed emotion, man. Very depressed Thor, and not just emotionally but physically, man. You see Fat Thor, and that was funny, man. I thought that was hilarious.
It was great.
Hilarious,
it was great.
but explained it so well that he took it. Everyone took it hard their own way. Think about it, man. Banner took it so bad that he combined Hulk and himself together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's gonna be big and green for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Tony took it bad. He just chose to forget and go live in a park or whatever.
That's right.
Thor took it bad and he completely went out of shape. He's not even interested in anything. He's the king of Asgard and he don't give a shit.
Yeah.
He's playing video games and drinking beer. You see Krog and is it Krog?
Korg and the other one. I can't remember the other one.
Yeah. That was funny, a little funny scene. They're playing PlayStation and shit. But yeah, what do you think of Fat Thor? What was your thoughts on that?
You know what? Listen, bro, it's a great arc. He hasn't had the. I mean, personally, he hasn't had the best movies for me. Ragnarok was amazing for him. He needed a character change, and I suppose Ragnarok was that. And then going into Infinity Wars, bro, he had one of the best fucking scenes in that film that made everybody scream. And I love how they've developed his character. I mean, this is guy out of all of the Avengers has lost everything. He hasn't just lost his parents, he's lost his brother, his friends, half of Asgardians. You know what I mean? He has gone through
Asgard as a planet.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, I think it's great. I think he looks more Vikingish as well.
Yeah. Yes. I agree.
And I love that. And I feel like it's a representation of, look, man, even superheroes go through this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As much as they made it the comedy element of it, I saw the realism of it as well, of what depression, what PTSD can do to you, regret, and at the end of the day, even though he's the god of thunder, he's still got human emotions. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I 100% agree. I thought it was brilliant. Even like I said, even you see the humor element.
Yeah.
The human and emotional element, man. Like you said, the PTSD, what he went through, it showed it, man. And I was like, yeah, agreed. He lost everything, and he's always been the strong guy to come back. Yeah, that amazing scene in Infinity War. Yeah. Always be that strong guy. And then 5 years went past. There was no missions. There was nothing. Exactly. 5 years. What's he going to think about for 5 years? And obviously he got depressed in that time period and became Fat Thor. And I thought that was brilliant. They showed that in his physical self and his emotional self, man. Yeah. So I thought that was brilliant. I know there was some... What's that?
The dude made me cry as well.
Yeah, exactly. And I know there was some articles going around saying fat shaming and whatever. I'm like, listen, I don't mean to offend. I'm saying this with no offense, but being fat is not healthy. Yeah. It's not something we should promote. I'm not being bad, but what I'm saying, there's a lot of... I don't know the full science of it, but if you go research on it, having fat on your body leads to inflammation, leads to diseases and all this sort of stuff. It's not a healthy thing. Yeah. So we shouldn't this fat shaming thing and like kind of encouraging people to be fat and let them be. Listen, if you're fat, it's cool and you love your life, that's cool. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, exactly.
But what I'm saying, don't push out a message to people saying that it's okay, like get fat, it's cool. Yeah. It's unhealthy. If you're cool with your life, that's cool. That's cool. Problem. There's nothing wrong with that. But don't spread a negative message, man, because it is unhealthy and it leads to an unhealthy lifestyle. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm not saying you need to be fit and have a six-pack. That doesn't necessarily mean healthy either. But what I'm saying is don't encourage unhealthiness. It's like saying, guys, like, fat shaming is like let people be fat. It's like, no, it's like saying like eat junk food and drink beer all day. No, that's not the case. No. They're trying to express that that's what he's doing because he's so fucking depressed. It's unhealthy mentally and physically.
Exactly.
So that's my thoughts on that, man.
No,
I
of
loved
course.
him as a character, man.
Yeah, he's wicked. I love him to bits. It's made me
Yeah.
respect him more as a character as well, and I'm glad they did that. You know.
Yeah, me too. Me
It
too.
humanizes the character as well, and it gives you connection.
So much,
Yeah.
more much. And were you saying that he looked like more like a Viking? I fucking love that. Actually, it's a good point.
Yeah, bro.
He
Because
does. Yeah.
later on in the movie, when you guys do see it, or if you haven't seen it, you lose. He looks sick, bro.
Yeah. Even with the beard, the big
He looks
beard.
sick. He looks like that Asterix character. I was like, shit, man, that guy looks more Viking.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So
yeah,
like-
the Ashley's character from the book.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
So it's finally
Freaking
like
awesome.
you're giving a character that starting to look like the mythology of the character as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Keep going, bro. Let's.
So let's keep going. Yeah. You know, Thor, they get emotional and whatnot, and then they finally get him on the ship. They finally get him to come back because Thor wasn't feeling it, but they finally get him back, and Hulk gets emotional with him or whatever. And then Tony, you got Tony building it. I love the way that Tony does call Thor Lebowski, because he does look like Lebowski, which was awesome. And then that was a point where Rocket was telling him, "You're only a genius on this planet, so take it easy."
That's right.
That was cool. And then they do a test run, right? I love Ant-Man. He's all freaking out and saying, "I can't do this. I can't do this."
That's right.
And then he messes up one of the pin particles.
Bro,
So they
we
only
forgot about Ronan.
yes, the team. When they're looking for the team,
So they got
Natasha
Ronan.
goes to Tokyo. Natasha goes to Tokyo. Black Widow goes to Tokyo looking for Hawkeye, who is now Ronin, and he's just going around on a killing spree, killing any. He's basically become the Punisher.
Yeah.
This is the way I saw
Exactly.
it. He became the Punisher because the way he saw it is like Thanos snapped away 50% of the population. Innocent people, and you criminals are still alive. He ain't having it.
Yeah.
So he's literally gone around like the Punisher. That's why I've seen it. Kill up all these things. So he's killing up all these Yakuza. You see the famous, I can't remember his name, but that guy's a samurai for real life.
He's Mitsuragi.
That
We call him
Japanese who love
Mitsuragi.
samurai. What's
Continue.
that?
We call him Mitsuragi, isn't it?
Tsuragi. Yeah. Literally is a samurai. Kills him up, and then Natasha comes, and then kind of gives him hope. And then Hawkeye is just like, don't give me hope, man. I don't blame him. He's like, don't give me this hope. And then she's just like, I'm sorry that it took so long and whatnot. So that was moist. I loved what they done with him. And again, Hawkeye became one of those characters. By the end of this movie, he's one of your favorite characters.
Yeah, exactly.
Because of what he became.
Even at the end of the movie, I was like, Gilman, I want that Hot Toys Ronin straight away because his character was just awesome, man. Like, it was brilliant.
Sick.
And,
Wicked. I love what they did with him. I love it. And he was the only one throughout the whole movie, I guess, that emphasized that he had a family and he wanted to retire with his family. So I don't blame him. I have all of them to be the crazy one. So this is how he's dealing with his PTSD, right? Freaking
killing people,
going around on a rampage.
Exactly. And
Vigilante games, man.
I like how he took this different mantle, and he wasn't known as Hawkeye anymore. He started off as the Ronin. And just, he went down this like ninja route as well, which is pretty cool. There was a different take on it, which I love.
Love that, man. But again, that just with Natasha and him just together emphasizes their relationship and how desperate she was to get him back. For 5 years they went together, and obviously they're depressed and whatnot, and he hasn't been there. So she's upset that her friend is not there and going through all this shit by himself. So she brings him back. They're back at the thing. Iron Man's created a big new time machine, but the Pym thing, whatever.
Well,
and then
when you think about it, you see that time machine, what does it look like? It looks like the arc reactor from a bird's eye view.
I didn't even know.
Yeah.
When I was watching it, there was a copy online. Don't hate me, guys.
Oh, basically.
It looks like the arc reactor, man.
Moist, Tony. Oh my god, I didn't really notice that actually. I'm gonna take a look at it next time I watch it.
Okay.
Idris is crying.
That's right.
Idris.
Help him, man.
I'm coming.
Help him.
Daddy duties.
Yeah. So what happens? I love the way Ant-Man was freaking out. He's like, I can't do this. We've got one journey each, and they got 2 test runs, and then he messes up one of the test runs. He's like, alright, we got 1 test run now. And then Hawkeye's like, I'll do it. And then I love the way, this is where they Marvel Universe tried to explain their timeline.
Yeah.
Because I love, Rhodey was like, why don't we just go back when Thanos is a baby and finish him? And they're like, oh, that's some fucked up shit. But it's like, it's Thanos. But they were like, no, it doesn't work because you change the reality in that timeline. You're not going to change the future in this timeline.
That's right.
So they were trying to say every timeline creates its own different
branch
timeline.
Yeah.
Really. So it was a bit hard to explain, and I got questions on this after. But I love the way they were referencing all the movies, man. Bill and Ted,
wicked.
Back to the Future, Hot Tub Time Machine, any a time traveling film. I loved it, man. That scene cracked me up.
Then he even got Die Hard involved.
Die Hard. He said that, man. Ant-Man's funny, man.
Oh, that's good.
So yeah, Hawkeye does the test run. It works.
He goes back.
Emotional. The music comes on. Like the hope, that music of hope that they figured this out.
Yeah.
And then I love the way they start planning. Right. So the Cap was like, we know what to do. We got the plan now. Now we got to figure out where and the when of the stones. Right. So they try and figure it all out. I love the way like Thor was given his explanation on the ether.
Yeah.
The power stone. Was it the power stone or the reality stone?
Reality stone.
And again, this is expressing his shit, but then he talks about his mother dying and Jane and whatnot, and again it gets him emotional and everything, but he's just completely out of it. But yeah, then they discover, right, at one point in time they had 3 stones in New York. Now my thing is that my thing was they were lucky, actually.
They were lucky, very lucky.
Because they assumed Strange was there at the time, but it wasn't.
It wasn't.
Right?
It was the ancient one. Yeah.
Exactly, and we'll get to that in a second, but I was lucky. So yeah, they're going to go to New York. Another team's going to go to get the Power Stone from before Guardians of the Galaxy when Peter Quill was skinning dust, and and then another one at the same time. The other one's going to go get the Mind Stone. And then you got Thor and Rocket going back to
Asgard.
And going back to the shittest Thor movie that there was, but they kind of revitalized that movie, right? Considering that was the worst one, they kind of revitalized it.
They did, because it makes me want to see it now.
Yeah, I love the way Kevin Smith put it. He's like, oh, you didn't like that movie? Fuck you, we're going to give you more of it. So they put that movie back into it. I thought that was sick.
No, really good. I mean, I suppose they went back to key times, isn't it, of where the Infinity Stones were. So they picked actually the perfect moments of where to get the stones from so that it suits the timeline. Like now, time travel is always difficult, but if you try and take the science out of it, and why is everybody trying to be a scientist anyway?
Everyone
like, I had people at work coming up to me saying, Kibbs, you got to explain time travel to me. Dude, I am not Doc Brown. It's just a movie.
Know shit about
dude, it's fantasy, dude. Like, I have to tell somebody else, like, as much as I'm moist over it and I'm excited, it's fantasy, bro.
You know what's so funny?
Stop trying to work out time travel.
I had so many of my friends were like, Ash, can you explain it to me? You're such a Marvel fan. I was like, dude, I don't even know myself, man.
Like, you're supposed to enjoy the moment in it.
Being a Marvel fan doesn't make you a scientist, man, to understand that. Like, that, you know what I mean? Then someone should be asking you how to explain the science of the arc reactor. How does that work? I don't know. I don't even know how to put a freaking battery together. Like, it's basic. I know people are silly, man. Explain this, explain that. It's like, well, I'm not a scientist, man, and I can't explain shit to you.
No, of course. Shibley, you haven't seen it. You're going to get spoilers. No, I got
Infinity War. Endgame spoilers. Sure.
I still won't understand it.
So guys,
alright, cool.
Sit forward because I have to blank it out.
My wife.
No, you have to. I have to blank. Shoot, you got a head covered.
Alright. What was I gonna say? What's next? What happens? Oh yeah. So Cap gives his amazing speech about the mission. Whatever it takes and all that stuff. Like, freaking amazing. Rocket. I love the way Rocket's just like, man, he's good at that. And Ant-Man's just constantly moist.
He's always.
There was a scene. You know what? There was a scene earlier. You know the earlier scene when they were tested there before Tony got involved.
Yeah.
And then Captain to Ant-Man said, "You could do this," and he goes, "Yes, I can do this, Captain America." He was so inspired. He loves Cap. Man.
He does.
That was quite funny, man.
So then that's it, man. They all put their hands together and they're ready to go do their mission.
That's it, man. So they go off. So you got Hulk, Tony, Cap, and Ant-Man going back to New York. Right, when Avengers 1 first happened, because there was 3 Infinity Stones at that time. I was a little bit, when Hulk has his little moment, that was awesome when you see Hulk smash. But then, Banner was like, Captain was like, maybe you got to blend in and smash a couple things. And he was a bit, smash. I don't know, man. I just felt like, come on, man. Like, we completely lost Hulk smash. Completely. So bad where he doesn't even want to do it no more.
It's like...
But...
I suppose... He felt embarrassed, isn't it? Because he was a pure brute there, and now he's like, "Oh, that's basic. I can't believe I was like that." Like now that he's Professor Hulk, he's like, I'm more controllable now. I've still got the same powers. I just know how to control it now, and I think that's what his arc has been, was to control it. You know, first it was get rid of it. Now it's to control it, and I think they did it pretty well, man. I mean, for me, I haven't got much issues with that. I found that scene quite funny.
Yeah. No, I thought it was cool. Yeah. I thought it was cool. Like I said, I guess we got to see a little bit of Hulk smash because the other one was going crazy, so that was fun.
Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah. So
that
like,
was cool.
I like what they did because he's aged as well. That was the younger Hulk. I mean, we haven't really spoke about the quantum realm and how it looks, but that's opened up so many more universes as well. Like, it's continuous. Like, they can open so much more in the next 10 years for what they do with that as well. But now, anyway, let's stick to New York. We'll talk about time travel after.
Yeah, New York, and then so Hulk goes over to Doctor Strange's place, the Sanctuary.
The Sanctuary, in New York, yeah.
And then you see, I thought this was awesome though, even though they were 5 years too early because Strange wasn't about. But you see the what do you call it?
Ancient one.
Yes, the Ancient One, and she was helping in that war. That was kind of awesome with the way she was helping out.
Definitely.
That was sick. Because there's always these questions. It's like, where was you during that time period? At least she was there helping, which was awesome. And then she kind of pushed Hulk, Banner out of Hulk into the other realm.
The astral form, they call it.
That was sick.
Yeah,
and then they had their little conversation. So that was, I thought that was great. Scheme. Well, what happens next, man? Shit. New York. You're back in New York, right?
We're still in New York. So basically, you've got
the end of.
It's the end of Avengers 1. You got Ant-Man and Robert Downey Jr. trying to grab the scepter, and
that's it. Yeah.
That you get to see some of the old Avengers in there as well, like how they looked in the first Avengers, and then you've got Cap, who's going to go get the scepter as well. Sorry, the Tesseract.
Tesseract, yeah.
So they have to do it in different ways, but it's funny because they had that scene with Hulk where he's like, "I hate stairs."
Oh yeah. That was funny. So
and that was a Captain America ass joke.
Yes, because when when Iron Man says that suit done nothing for your ass, and then Ant-Man again just moist like that's America's ass. That was funny though. I do feel like that was cool because you kind of see what happens at the end of that movie. So they had to reenact that end of that movie and everything, right? Which was awesome. So you see the what you call them guys? My fucking Hydra agents come. At this point, we know they're Hydra agents, but the first Avengers didn't know they were Hydra agents. So that was pretty cool. And then they tell Hulk to. So when they go down, they tell Hulk you need to take stairs, and you kind of get a bit more Hulk, and he's like, hate stairs and whatnot. And then you got I think Iron Man flicked Ant-Man onto the old Tony Stark, who's walking around with the Tesseract, right? So then skip the scene to Cap, right? He's in the lift, and he goes into that lift just like Captain America Winter Soldier. Remember that battle in the lift?
That's what I thought was going to get recreated.
Yeah, that's what everyone probably thought. They're going to redo another battle. And then I love the way he was like, no, everything's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Hail Hydra. Wicked. Because in the comics at one point, Cap does turn into a...
Well, they say that. It's like a triple agent thing, where he's still an Avenger, he's still Captain, he's still Hail Hydra. He's just an undercover agent that does all sorts. But it was just a nice touch to, instead of having beef on here, and everybody going through a fight, let's just do this. It's much more easy.
That was awesome. It was
a smart move.
Yeah, very smart.
Yeah.
So I love that. He walks away. So he walks away with the scepter, and then goes back to the other guys, Ant-Man and Tony Stark, and then they do their little thing. Ant-Man goes inside of the old Tony, kind of gives him a little heart attack type thing, and then Tony, modern day Tony, he's got the Tesseract, he's walking, and then Hulk, since he's been taking the stairs, he smashes through the door, knocks him out, Tesseract goes flying, which I thought was funny, man, when Hulk's just going green again, like going crazy. And then Loki's there, picks up the Tesseract, and he vanishes, so he's gone with the thing. So again, that's a question I've been asking myself, like, what happens to that Loki? Like, what
has he done? So that's where the Disney TV show kicks in.
What's that?
That's the Disney TV show kicks in.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's your theory, yeah?
Yeah. It's got.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Yeah, because I think that opens up a new timeline for himself, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because that timeline's completely messed up.
Yeah.
Regardless
But
of
then
where
it
the stones is.
depends,
I
because
mean, that timeline's been messed up a few different points.
it would be an alternate reality then. It wouldn't be the same one, because if Cap goes back to give him back in the original times, it still rectifies
Exactly.
the issue, because they still work it out in a way where. So this is the part where Ant-Man and Rob Downey Jr. they're like, oh, they lose that one, but it goes back to Hulk and the Ancient One. They're talking about the timeline. So he was like, I need to get these stones because we're going to try and do something in the future. But one thing is, the Ancient One was saying that if you disrupt the Infinity Stones during the timeline, you're going to open up new branches in time, basically. That's where they actually explain more about the time travel part of it.
Yeah.
So that's why Cap had to come back to put them stones in exactly the same format. So you're on a continuous loop of that. So they maybe give you an alternate reality Loki that comes up in the TV show about what happens to him with that timeline, which will be his own timeline. It'll be a different timeline completely to what we've seen in the 22 movies.
Yeah.
But it'll be just based on that, because that's an alternate reality. But it's only because that will end up looping back to Cap putting the stones back. So
yeah. So that's a good point. I like that, actually. Maybe that could be it. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
But still, how does Cap sort that part out? Do you see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, they didn't really explain that part. That's we have to let.
Maybe. Okay, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Loki's gone with the Tesseract. Right? He's phased into another.
Yeah.
No, but then the Tesseract doesn't move you in time. The Tesseract just phases you into another dimension or whatever.
Yeah,
but
that's
you're
what
still
I'm
in
saying.
the
So
same
it goes through different planets. So he could be on another planet.
Exactly. So maybe there's a thing there. But if Cap returns the Tesseract there, right? Then it's interesting, because then that means there's two Tesseracts.
No, he doesn't return it there.
He'll
He'll return it back to the time when they travel to meet
the
Tony's dad.
1970s, which we'll get to. Okay, but that means that timeline, that one, is fucked. Right? Loki's
For a
gone.
moment, yes.
Them guys don't have the Tesseract. So that one is probably fucked or something.
Yeah, it is.
And maybe, I don't know, maybe at the end of this Loki show, if this is theories right, he maybe comes back and gives it back and fixes it. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
We'll
but
have
maybe
to see
that
what
could
happens
be a
on
good
that
point.
one. Yeah, definitely.
But, okay, so I don't know, but I think that timeline is fucked. I don't think Cap can fix that one. But anyway, moving on. You go to the planet that Peter Guardians of the Galaxy starts, right?
Yeah.
No. Wait. Cap has his little moment, right? At this point.
He's fighting.
Yeah, he's fighting. So basically, they think Loki is turned into Cap. So they have this moment of battling each other, and it was pretty good, very good, and it was.
I love that.
It was a good scene. He's a good fighter as well. So the battling scenes just look awesome. When Cap's got more structure to when he fights, isn't it? And they always pull out when he fights as well, because he's using his shield as well. So it looks really good. He looks like when you look at some of this stuff that they pulled out, they look like fights from the actual comic books. So the panels are quite pushed out, and you can see the punching kicks and stuff like that, which is quite good.
Yeah.
And every time when they hit the shield together, it's always this really nice pan shot. So I love seeing that, man. It's a really good scene. And then they drop the line. I could do this all day.
He was like, yeah, whatever.
But as soon as he said Bucky, it's his weak spot, isn't it?
That was so awesome, because he's fighting himself. He knows his weak spot, especially at that time as well.
Exactly.
He's like, Bucky's still alive. Knock him out. I was like, that was awesome. I was cool. It was wicked to see them fight each other and whatnot, and then it was wicked to see how he had to defeat himself.
Exactly.
Being smart rather than just
brute force,
fighting himself.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So that was interesting. Again, that timeline is just completely been, because they all interacted with themselves, and them two fought each other, blah blah blah. So that was awesome. I love the way he defeated himself. And then you see Cap. Cap comes out. He sees Tony and Ant-Man in the car, and they have a face of disappointment. They're like, we fucked up, we messed up, we lost a stone, blah 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 blah. Ant-Man's freaking out. Tony has an idea, and he's like, listen, I know where we could get more pin particles and the Tesseract. Gotta trust me, blah blah blah. Him and Cap have the moment. He's like, do you trust me? He's like, trust you, Moise. They go back to 1970s New Jersey, the base, and I think that's where it was in Winter Soldier. Was it the same base as Winter Soldier? I think it might have been.
I think so, maybe, but
I think it was. Yeah, New Jersey. Yeah. So they go back there, and then you see the final cameo of Stan Lee, which was emotional.
Yeah.
when he's driving past, he's like saying, "Make love, not war."
Yeah.
And apparently, the lady next to him, Kevin Smith was saying this. Apparently, the lady next to him was his wife. They made his wife look younger, and that was his wife or his missus or something like that.
Really?
Apparently, that's what Kevin Smith was saying. Yeah, so that's emotional, man.
Oh, I didn't know that, man. I think I do need to watch that again to double check that. But that's a nice little tribute to and an end of an era as well. I'm not sure if you got to see the movie, man.
Oh, man, that would have been amazing if he did. He would have loved it. Of course he would have, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So, yeah, that was awesome. And then you see that moment there, then they have Cap goes to find more pin particles. Tony starts going to get the Tesseract, and then Tony has his moment with his dad where he bumps into Howard, which I thought was brilliant, man, because,
absolutely awesome.
you know,
yeah,
because he always had that thing about his dad that, you know, his dad didn't love him enough and didn't spend much time with him, whatever, but he never realized how much his dad did love him, except after this moment. They have a beautiful moment, man, which I thought was awesome.
Very, very, very tear-jerking moment. It was, I think what Mark Bernardin said was actually really good. It was like, it was a second chance to say things you didn't get to say, you know, and it was nice. It was a very nice touch. Good touch, definitely.
And he just realised how much his dad would have done for him, or did do for him, or whatnot.
Yeah.
So that was an amazing moment, man. And then he had Jarvis there, which is apparently from the show.
Carter,
I haven't seen the Agent Carter show, but apparently it's from there. And his future AI that he builds is Jarvis. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know nothing about the Agent Carter show, but that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, no, they linked everything in this one. They got everybody involved in this one, which was really good. So, but yeah, no, and then Cap has his moment as well. He gets to see Peggy.
Yeah, Cap happy. Yeah, exactly. That was before that. He goes to get the pin particles, right? And you see the original Ant-Man helmet and whatnot. You see young Michael Douglas.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome. And then he steals a couple of then he rolls into Peggy Carter's office, which is emotional because he's always said it, man, love of his life, and he's never, you know, he went into the ice and whatnot. So that was always something with him, you know. That was his life.
No, of course.
Because that life was gone, he can never make that life. Do you know what I mean? He just gave his life to the country, and that was it. So that was emotional.
Yeah.
Cool. So them guys, they do it. They do their part. They get the Tesseract. Everything cool?
Yeah, no, it's alright. It's just Idris outside with Dad.
Right.
But yeah, no, really, really good. It was a nice touch. Then we move to
Guardians of the Galaxy. Peter Quill. The intro when he's singing and dancing and whatnot, and then I love that. That was funny because so basically War Machine and Nebula are on that part to get the Power Stone.
That's right.
And Hawkeye and Black Widow are going to Morag, I think it is, where they're going to get the Soul Stone.
That's right.
But
that's right.
yeah, so we're on this part now in 2014, Guardians of the Galaxy, and what do you call it? It was just funny where you see Peter Quill just dancing, Star-Lord just dancing and whatnot, and War Machine looks at Nebula, is like, so he's an idiot. I thought that was funny, man. And then at that time, go on.
No, I think he gets knocked out after, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. But before that, you see that in that time space, you see Nebula saying that he's not the only one looking for the Power Stone. So then you get the flashbacks of Nebula looking for the Power, Nebula and Gamora, and then Thanos, in his armor, and he's just come back from war, and he's obviously slaughtered some people and whatnot. And that Nebula in the 2014 Nebula has a I don't know, some kind of memory link to the future Nebula.
That's right, yeah.
And she can see what she's going through, so she can see that they notice that there's another Nebula there.
That's right.
So that happens, and then they knock out Peter Quill, go in to get the Power Stone. As soon as they get the stone and ready to time out, the modern day Nebula has a little freak out, and her brain's connected to the 2014 Nebula, which Thanos has now stringed up, and Ebony Moore is like kind of looking into the brain and whatnot, and through that they see the future Nebula, how they've been planning to get the stones and whatnot, and Thanos is seeing that he accomplished his goal, like this destiny, and he even sees his own death, right? Yeah. And I love the way he said it. It's like I can't remember the exact word, but he's like, that's destiny. And then when he gets his head chopped off, it's like that's like destiny fulfilled or something like that. Yeah, so nice. Yeah. So he knows now. He knows, and Thanos. Let's not forget. Remember, he was a scientist, right?
Yes.
So he's super smart as well. Like, he was cursed with knowledge, as he said to Tony Stark in the first one. Yeah. So he figured it out. He's like, all right, there's two Nebulas, one from the future, one from here. Like, they're not dumb. He figured it out straight away. So just before the regular Nebula goes back, And before this, you can already see it in Gamora's face during this scene that, oh shit, like he's gonna do it, and
He's gonna do it,
you know she's already feeling it, right? Because at these moments she was gonna betray him anyway.
That's right.
But yeah, then you see regular day Nebula trying to call Hawkeye and Black Widow and warn them that Thanos knows. This is my thing. This was my thing. Like I was saying, like okay, cool, she done that. She didn't time back. She wanted to warn them guys beforehand. She didn't get a chance to get through. Then she goes back to her ship. She ran back to her ship to tell them. Then her ship is getting sucked up by Thanos' ship. I still think she should have just gone back in time. She should have gone back into her regular time and told them there, like Thanos knows. But she decided to stay on the ship. I don't know why she did that, man. So that's one of my things. Like she had all the time in the world to go back to the regular time. And then you see Nebula and whatnot, the 2014 Nebula beating her up and whatnot. Another thing is, well, why wasn't Thanos interrogating her? Thanos is always stringing up Nebula, always stringing her up and pulling her apart and checking what's there. How come he didn't do that to the normal,
because
to the regular
he
day
wanted
Nebula?
the
He didn't string her
2014
up.
Nebula to prove a point.
Yeah, that was another
character
actually,
to prove a point as well. Like, you know, all right, if you think you changed, then go prove it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay, that's a good point. Yeah. But I still think Thanos, he's always tearing it up, man. But yeah, she was trying to make it. At that scene, you can really tell she was making an effort to impress him, right?
Yeah, exactly that, yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, cool. So anyway, they got that. The 2014 Nebula realizes she can go back. She gives Thanos the pin particles. Which we'll talk about this later, but I want to assume that pin particles, because Ebony Moore and Thanos is so smart, they were able to replicate that, which brings them back in the future.
Well, this is what I'm thinking as well. But I think Nebula, so Nebula comes back with the rest of the team. Oh, no, actually, hold up. You need to go through Volmore.
Yeah, alright, cool. So that's what's happened there. The regular Nebula has been captured, and 2014 Nebula is going to disguise as the regular Nebula. Some tongue twisting words, man. Anyway, all right. Now we go to the final Soul Stone. No, wait. Did we explain how Doctor Strange? We already explained that, right?
So she ended up giving the stone. Yeah,
Banner told Thing that, hey, why would Strange give it away? And then the Ancient One was like, he gave it away, and she realized, okay, if he gave it away, then there must have been a reason. So take it. Because she knows that Strange is the best of us, basically. So she knew, I have to give this to you if he gave it away. So at least we got that. And then the Soul Stone, man. Then you got Black Widow and Hawkeye. They're on the Soul Stone. They're on that planet Morag or whatever, going up. And then you see Red Skull, who's the Guardian or whatever, and he does his thing, and he tells them sacrifice for a soul, basically. And this scene again got me, man. This one hit me, man. I didn't expect this at all, man. So obviously they're fighting over who should go over the cliff and die. Black Widow and Hawkeye, and they both try to kill themselves, basically sacrifice themselves. And for a moment you think Hawkeye's gonna do it, man. So he jumps off. And then Black Widow jumps off with him.
It would have been him.
What's that?
I wanted it to be him.
Everyone did. Nobody wanted Black Widow to die. Everyone would have preferred him to die, which is messed up.
Yeah.
So and then she jumps on him and kind of hooks him up with a grappling hook and just kind of swings him on, and he's just holding her, and that was emotional, man. She was just like, it's okay. And it was his acting got me, man. His reaction, his emotions got me, man. That's like, oh man, fuck. And then she sacrificed herself. You see Hawkeye waves up in the water and he has a soul stone and he's just crying and whatnot. That was emotional. That scene got me. There's another scene, another tearjerker scene.
Yeah.
Then you go back. Then they all go back in time. They end back at the portal at the same time. The back in 2000 and whatever they're in the regular time.
Yeah. And
he just drops on his knees. Everyone's like happy and smiling. He just drops on his knees, and Banner drops on his knees because Natasha's dead now and whatnot. So that was emotional, man. Then they had a little moment where just the original Avengers were there talking about her. She had family and stuff like that.
And his cap was like, we were her family.
Yeah, that was emotional, man. That was a sad scene, man. Man, alright, so what happens next? Now they have all the stones, right? So that was another tearjerker scene. Now they have all the stones. Tony Stark, Banner, and Rocket trying to create their own new Infinity Gauntlet, which is amazing. I love the way Rocket was cracked.
where he was like putting it together and it's like bang.
Yeah, I love Rocket, man. He was cracking me up, man.
So I think Rocket plays an important part in the scene, and I want to explain it because everybody keeps saying, "How did Stark Industries metal and all of that business?" Rocket made that glove, bro.
You think so, yeah?
Rocket made that glove because he was the only one there. You know what I mean? Like Bruce and Iron Man were there to help out, but Rocket designed that glove for it to contain the power.
That's a good point. Yeah. That's a good point. He understands it better than them guys, probably,
exactly.
Right?
He understands the energy flow. He understands everything about that. Yeah. I think a lot of people have been talking about the same thing, but it was Rocket who created that. It wasn't Stark Industries tech that actually worked. I feel like cussing a couple of people, but I'm not going to name drop, so I'm going to leave it as it is. All right. Continue.
Yeah. Don't name drop. Yeah. Well, I mean, look, they were together, so all three brains were there regardless, right? Yeah. So obviously they all had input. So maybe Rocket was the one who had the initial designs. But they pull it together. So now all they're thinking is just snap. And if you think about it, the whole funny thing about this whole films is it's a simple snap. You know what I mean? It's the most deadliest thing. But anyway. So they're going to decide who's going to put the glove on. Thor is like, it should be me, I'm the strongest Avenger. And I think he's doing that more out of depression and guilt and everything as well. Like, it's not thought through. It's like, I'll do it, I'll just do it. I got something to prove. He's like, let me do something right, please.
Yeah.
But then Hulk's like, look, guys, you know what happened to Thanos. So I'm the only one that can survive this, so let me do it. It was wicked. He puts the glove on. Everyone kind of shields up. I love what Iron Man did, when he put the shield up. Remember from the game, when you block. Remember X-Men versus Marvel vs. Capcom?
Yeah.
When you block with Iron Man, the shield comes up. Yeah. That was what it was, right? That's so nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, Hulk puts on the glove, feels the power. You can see his arm already messing up and everything. He does the click. And everyone's like, oh, did it work? Did it work? He's like, just bring back everyone that Thanos clicked away 5 years ago. Nothing else, right?
No, don't change anything, yeah. And that was, I think, the main thing for Tony. He was like, look, man, I got everything, but if I'm looking to help out, I want everything to stay the same. Just bring back everybody else that came with it.
Exactly. Don't let us lose anything. Go on.
Sorry, let Ash take over for a moment. I'll be right back. Just check up on Laura.
Basically, everyone that got snapped away, he wanted to come back, basically.
Yeah, exactly, and he didn't want his present to be disrupted because he had his daughter, right, and Pepper was his wife, so that didn't want to be distracted.
Exactly.
So
like, low key didn't come back. Low key, like, because he got killed, so he didn't come back. So
who's that?
Low key.
Yeah, low key, and what you call it, Gamora and Thing's friend, Thor's friend, everyone who got killed didn't come back. Vision. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So So Hulk does a click, they're like, did it work? And then you see, Hawkeye gets a phone call from his wife, which was emotional. You see some birds and stuff like that, because Thanos took away 50% of living things. So you saw birds, more birds and stuff like that come back. And then straight away, at that moment, the Nebula from 2014 has become back as disguised as the regular Nebula, and she's kind of setting up things. Again, one of my things I was but I was criticizing was how do they have enough how do they replicate more pin particles to bring Nebula back and then the ship back after? Because they had one trip only. But obviously now I'm thinking Thanos and them. What's that?
No, I'm saying they probably only had enough just to bring everyone back. So they probably bring everyone back on the ship.
Yeah, what I reckon is they designed more pin particles, like Thanos and Ebony Maw, because they're smart, right? They're scientists as well, right? From a different planet and stuff. So at first I thought they had one pin particle for one trip. But then after, when you see Nebula give it to Thanos, then you probably realize, okay, maybe they just created more there because they're so smart. So maybe that's the theory. I don't know if it's true or not. Anyway, she brings Thanos' ship back into the present time. And then while they don't even get a chance to celebrate if it worked, Thanos' ship just blows up the whole Avengers headquarters, man. That was mad. I couldn't believe, there's not even a moment of, relief. It's just, straight into it.
Exactly. Which is crazy as well, because generally I thought Thing was going to die. What's his name? Was it
Ant-Man?
Ant-Man, yeah. I thought Ant-Man's finished, but I think he must have shrunk by that time.
Yeah, his reaction time's much better, so he probably shrank straight away because you just see him get blown up.
Yeah.
Crazy, man, crazy. But yeah, so the whole Avengers headquarters is all blown the hell up, and then you see a moment with Thanos coming down onto the planet, and he's just telling bad Nebula that
Well done.
go find the stones, and I'm just gonna sit here and wait. And that was pretty awesome. He just sat there and wait. You see everyone waking up, right? You see everyone just in the rubble waking up. You got Hulk and War Machine and Rocket together, and they're about to drown. They're sending a message. What's up?
Hulk's arm.
Yeah.
Oh, Hulk's arms all busted. Yeah. From the glove, from the power of the Infinity Stones. So that's already messed up and everything. Hawkeye's somewhere, and he's the one with the glove, right? The glove fell where he was, so he's kind of taking responsibility of the glove at that moment, trying to escape while them aliens are chasing him and shit. The aliens from Infinity War. So he's running away from them and everything. And then you got Cap, who gets waken up by Iron Man, right? Gives him his shield back, and he's like, Cap was like, "What happened?" And Iron Man says to him, like, "You mess with time, it's gonna mess back with you. Like, come and look." Basically. When that scene, they go out, and you just see Thor standing there, looking like Big Lebowski, and in the background you just see Thanos just sitting there, and it's like, what has he done? It's like, absolutely nothing. And this is when you know, like, oh my god, this is going to be the best scene in the world, man. See Cap, Iron Man, and Thor, the original three. I still have I still wish, like, Hulk was there as well. Like, a battle with Hulk as well would have been great. But anyway, and Thor's like, let's kill him for real this time, or proper this time. And the way he just powers up, Fat Thor turns into a proper Viking, isn't it? Like,
Viking.
His beard gets braided. He's got Stormbreaker, and he's got, I can't ever pronounce it, but he's got the hammer.
We didn't even speak about his part of him travelling back in time.
Oh shit, that's a very important part. Basic, so, like, quick
preview. Him and Rocket go back to the dark. What is it called? I can't even remember. The Dark World.
Or whatever.
He gets to see his mum, which was a nice touch. And he's quite emotional, and his mum knew that he was from the future.
She was like, I was raised with witches, so I know this shit.
She knew. So it was a nice touch to the film. Quite emotional as well.
He's a crybaby.
He's a crybaby in that as well, man. So it was quite emotional. Like, I did like what Chris Hemsworth did with the character. He's grown with the character, but then. Again,
he needed that inspiration from a loved one, right? And that was his mum, man.
Exactly.
Shit, I completely missed that part. But yeah, he definitely needed that from all the people.
And Rocket got the info from
and he wanted to tell her.
Yeah, he wanted to tell her, but again, timeline, innit? You don't want to mess around with time, man. So they didn't get to do that.
Well, this is another thing. In that timeline, he steals the hammer.
He's still that's important, yeah.
So
that was the important part.
We get back to that in a bit, but he took, he was like, he got a he got the motivation from his mum, and then he got the motivation from, like, yes, I'm still worthy.
Yeah.
So he got the hammer, and the Rocket at that time, he Rocket extracted the thing out of Jane, and then they come back and they go back in time. Yeah.
That's it. All right. So we go back to the last scene. The last battle.
Go back to the last scene. Yeah. So you see them three together: Cap, Iron Man, and Thor.
Yeah.
They're gonna face up to Thanos. Man, just a speech between them, you know what I mean? Like, the way Thanos is talking to them and whatnot, and just saying that it was never personal, it was destiny, but to see how, you lot have failed, and it brought you back to me, and you guys are annoying me, essentially, I'm going to essentially destroy this planet. I'm done with it, and create my own ones. Like, forget about leaving 50%, he's like, I'm just going to create my own ones now. You guys have made me realize I've got to change my destiny. But in the background, like, you got Hawkeye, he's escaping, right? And then he goes up,
the gauntlet,
managed to escape. Then you got bad Nebula finds him, and he thought it's a good one, so he gives it to her, and she's like, oh, father, I got the stones. Gamora finally has her moment, because she knew that, she has to stop this and whatnot. So this is Gamora from 2014. She comes back with regular time Nebula, and they try and stop her and whatnot. So regular Nebula kills her 2014 Nebula, right? And obviously in normal time travel movies, that means the present Nebula would just disappear. But because that she's killed one from a different timeline, she's still there. So her timeline, she hasn't been affected.
Exactly.
So that's why she's still there. Anyway, all right, cool. And then Hulk and whatnot. Ant-Man's trying to rescue War Machine and them, because they're gonna drown. So that's happening in the background. Cool. Then the battle begins. Oh my god, this is the best battle of all time, man. I don't care. You know, they kept on showing Avengers, the original one, and you remember Iron Man, Thor, and Cap having their little, when they first met. Now they're having their final battle together against Thanos. The best, man. Such a great battle, very greatly choreographed, all that sort of stuff. I loved it. But there was the best scene, and one of the best scenes in the movie. So
basically, I'm going to go through this because the moistness on this is absolutely awesome. They really fight really well, and they make Thanos. He's a great warrior as well, so he knows how to battle as well. So you know, each of them have their moments of them battling each other. So you know, Iron Man comes in, lays a bit of licks, he gets bust up. Thor comes in, do the same thing. You know, they make it quite fair.
Yeah.
The Cap's, you know, as Cap is like, you know, already super strength serum guy, doing his thing with his shield, but you know he still gets knocked out, and there's a point where him and Thor are at it with Stormbreaker. Now, I don't think a lot of people noticed because I was in awe because it was like, oh my god, I actually thought that was it for Thor. We always thought it was going to be, you know, Cap and the rest of the team, but I was like, oh man, he's gonna kill him. He's gonna kill him with his own Stormbreaker. It was going in him, and then all you saw
sorry to cut you, but when he was calling Stormbreaker and Thanos just grabbed it, I was like, oh my god, that's this madness, bro.
Yeah, so like it was using that weight against him, basically.
Yeah.
So I thought Thor was gonna die in that moment, and I was like, oh my god, I was just about to like tear up. I was like, nah, man. I've just started to like this character.
Pushing it into his chest, right? He was pushing Stormbreaker right into his chest.
But it was that moment when because I don't think a lot of people noticed. He weren't calling Millionaire. Not Millionaire. Anyway, Thor's old hammer.
I don't know how to pronounce it.
It's very hard, man. He got hit by that hammer, and it was calling back. And it was just when Cap fucking pow! Cap didn't call it. If you look at the scene properly, Cap had already thrown the hammer.
Yeah, it was Cap that thrown it, because Thor was trying to push the Stormbreakers. He wasn't calling for it,
No.
You're just there, and you see the hammer lifting. So you can, the way they shot it, it's like maybe Thor is calling it, or what's going on.
Exactly.
But he's actually protecting himself.
Yeah.
So when that hammer hits Thanos and it comes back to Cap's hand, oh my god, bro, oh my god, that brings a tear to my eye, man. It was the happiest moment ever.
It was the way it came back as well, because he's like so specific. I was like, oh my god.
And even Thor looked at him he was just about to die, and he smiles. He goes, I knew it. And then Thanos just kicks him into the rock. But I got tears in my eyes now. But that scene, I was in the cinema. I was like, yes, Cap! Like, it's a real fight. Like, it's like a UFC fight, and my guy is winning. Like, Anderson Silva done the front kick in the face. I was like, yes, Cap, come on, bro. Oh my god, bro. That was the best scene ever, man.
Oh, it was amazing. It was emotional. And that fight scene, they really worked on, because you got to see the way he worked with the hammer and the shield combined.
Cool.
And that scene when he uppercuts him with it, and I'm like, oh my god. He even knew how to swing it. I was like, this guy killing me right now.
Oh my god, it was so amazing. I mean, before that, I know we what's that, sorry?
He called the thunder, bro.
He called the thunder, that's what I'm saying. There was a scene before, I know we kind of had to get to the hammer part, but where Cap was like, Thor, light me up, and Thor got Stormbreaker and thing, and just kind of lit him up, and he got the energy to shoot him. But those scenes were moist as well.
Yeah.
But Cap, man, the way Cap used it, it wasn't even the way when he used it that was moist. What keeps tearing me up is when he holds it and he's just there. So I'm like, oh my god, man, it's the best. I feel like even Cap's face, you know, I know he was acting, but I feel like Cap was almost moist as well.
He was. He was.
You know
he's got to be. He was so moist.
Good.
He's got to be moist. Now, I have a quick theory that I want to go through before we move on to the rest of the battle scene. Was in Age of Ultron, when he did lift it, when he almost just budged it, he wasn't worthy at that time to pick it up. It's because he still held that lie about Tony's dad.
Probably.
Fucking amazing.
And now that he let that, like, you know, it was all up front, you know, he felt better about it. Bro, my man was worthy after that, because he's genuinely a good guy. That was the only bad thing he held.
Yeah. Yes, amazing. That's a good point. Definitely a good point. That's fucking amazing.
But yeah,
oh my god.
Moist scene. That was the best scene.
Listen, I don't think any movie. This movie teared me up like 7, 8 times.
Yeah.
But I don't think any movie has teared me up out of joy. It's always emotion.
Yeah.
Loki made me cry out of emotion, and the one before that, Green Mile, that made me cry out of sadness.
Yeah.
This movie made me cry out of happiness when I see Cap with the hammer. I was like, oh my god,
of course.
favorite movie all time. Like, I don't care. So yeah, that was the best scene.
No, definitely.
But anyway, big battle with Thanos. Thanos is battering him up, and then okay.
Alright, Dad's going to be in the video, guys. Sorry.
Any cameos?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then alright, Thanos is just battering up Cap, and he's blocking everything with the shield, and his shield is just getting busted away. And this is almost the moment you feel like
Cap's gonna
die.
Yeah.
Cap's gonna die.
Yeah.
Like, there's gonna be something happen, and then, man, he gets up. As always, Cap's the one with heart. He is the heart of the team, remember, right? And he straps on his thing, and then, you know, this is where Thanos is saying, I'm going to destroy this annoying planet. So he gets his whole army down. You're talking about everyone from Infinity War, all the aliens from the first Avengers, all of them, everything. All the what do you call it, his family, what they call it, the Dark Order or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
All of them, everyone's there. And you got Lonely Cap just stand up. And then that beautiful scene of just all the bad guys and Thanos standing there, and you see Cap alone there. One of my they should have used that line from the comics where Cap says, as long as one of us is standing, you can never claim victory, Thanos.
Yeah.
They should have used that. That's on the Infinity War comic. They should have used that line at that moment. That's what I feel, but they didn't. But that line was perfect for that, because he was the one standing. And then all of a sudden, man, again, this made me cry too, when it's like on your left, like Cap. Oh my god, you hear Sam's voice, and he's just like, what? And then Doctor Strange opens up the portal, and you see Black Panther. Oh my god, again, I'm tearing up again now. Man, fucking hell,
it was so good,
Black
that
Panther
moment.
Come through, and then in the cinema when I watched it, everyone was so moist. One dude was like, Wakanda forever. It was like, bro, it was so moist. All the different portals opening, you see Cap, you see the Guardians of the Galaxy, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange come out. Sam flies out. Oh my god, it's the best scene ever. Again, this is getting me in tears now, man.
No, of course.
Best scene ever. All the portals open up. You got the Wakanda army coming in. You got all the Sorcerer Supremes and everyone coming in to fight this war. Loads of different warriors. You got Wasp. She comes back. Scarlet Witch. I said Spider-Man. Everyone went crazy when Spider-Man showed up in my cinema. Who am I missing, man? Who am I missing?
Everybody's there, bro. Everybody's there, and there's a nice pan shot when it comes through. And Thanos is suddenly, it scares me. He's got a bit of a prang look in his eye. And then he says it. Yeah.
Oh, again, another moment that makes me happy. In that moment, in that little scene, 3 things making me tear up out of joy. It's just like, Avengers, assemble. It's the first time he said it, man. Oh my god, it's the first time he said. He's got the hammer there. What a great fucking scene,
yeah, he calls the hammer. Yeah, that's right. And he says it, and I was like, oh my god. It's just, it's tears of joy, man. Like, we live in good times, and we've got to see that. And thank you to the Russo brothers, the Marvel Studios. You got Kevin Feige, man. Just keep bringing them out, because I'm gonna spend my monies. You know, there's movies that you go watch and you enjoy, but this is a movie that will be stuck with us for a legacy of time, man. And that scene was emotional. But yeah, continue. Let's get.
Best scene ever. Then the big battle begins.
Yeah.
Fucking amazing. Mark Bernard said it's amazing. This is the first time you're seeing a big massive war, and you know most of the characters' names.
Yes.
Not just 3 of them, not just 4 of them. You know at least
all of them.
30 people, whatever, or 12 people at least. You know a big amount of people in this thing. So amazing. Everyone has their little scene. I do wish, like I said, you know, Ant-Man busts out, which is amazing, as Giant Man, and he pulls out Hulk and whatnot, and War Machine and everything. So everyone's there. Everyone has their little scene. I still wish, you know, we saw more Hulk fighting, but his arms all busted, so we don't really get a chance to see much of him. But everyone has their little scene, like fighting and everything. Which is amazing. Barton's up there, Hawkeye's up there with the gauntlet, he's running around. Black Panther, do you know what I love though? Black Panther looked at him and said, what's his name? Burton. What's his name?
Yeah, Burton, yeah.
Yeah, give me that thing. Remember in Civil War, he goes, he introduces himself and Black Panther says, I don't care. And he wants to fight him. But he says his name, bro. This
Yeah.
one again for me. This was as Kevin Smith was like fan service. He acknowledged his name.
That's right.
And says, give it to me, and then he has his moment, which is wicked. And then
You have the
what do
Tony
you call it?
and
Peter
Spidey
Parker.
moment. Yeah.
Oh, what's that? The Tony and Spider-Man moment when Spider-Man comes and just looks at Tony and says, "Hey, do you remember what happened in space? I was fading away. I probably knocked out because I woke up and you were gone." And then Iron Man, Tony just hugs him, man. He was so happy to have him back, man. It was just an emotional moment. You could just see it in Tony that, you know, he cared so much for this kid.
He did.
So yeah,
Definitely.
he hugs him. They have a moment and everything, which is amazing. Big battle going on, man. So just with the gauntlet, right? The whole thing is Thanos is trying to get the hands on the gauntlet. The stones are all there. They're trying to keep it away. Thanos has destroyed one time machine, but the other one still exists, right? The one from the van.
So the van, yeah.
They're like, so get the time machine, get the gauntlet back to the time machine. That's what their mission is right now.
That's right, yeah.
You see Wasp, like, she's like, yes, Cap. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she's involved, you're trying to say, which is nice. Everyone's having their moment, man. You see Valkyrie on her horse. I don't know where her horse came from, but she's got her unicorn horse.
Yeah.
But everyone's having their moment. Even Scarlet Witch, man, she could have...
Yeah.
What's that?
Pepper Potts comes in with the Iron Man suit as well.
Oh my god, that was amazing.
That
Their
was
little scene, Iron Man and Pepper Potts, when they were...
Yeah.
Oh, that was sick. Absolutely sick. Scarlet Witch
had a moment,
Thanos right there, right?
Yeah.
She was tearing him apart, and he would just like, what's
rain
that?
Fire. He goes rain fire.
Rain fire, exactly.
My
so the ship, and
yeah,
exactly. Ebony, was it Ebony or
Ebony or the other guy?
The other one? I forgot his name.
Yeah.
He was like, what about our troops? He was like, fuck it, just rain fire.
Just rain fire, yeah.
Because he was going to get torn apart, man.
Exactly.
So at that moment, Spider-Man's got the gauntlet and he's trying to go through. He jumps on with Valkyrie, all that sort of stuff. And then the ship starts firing at something else. And they're like, what are they firing at? And I forgot to mention earlier, Captain Marvel said, listen, I'm not coming back for a month. I've got shit to deal with here.
Yeah,
like, whatever's happening on Earth is happening in all other planets. So I need to deal with this. So the ship is firing something. And then Friday's telling Tony something's entered the Earth's atmosphere.
Yep.
And then you see her just smash through the ships and everything and just destroys Thanos' ships, which is amazing. And then gives her a final order, say, hey, Danvers, we need some assistance down here. Get the glove. We need to pull it into the ship. One of my other things I do want to express a little bit. I still do think they overpowered her too much.
Yeah.
We'll get to this in a second, I guess. But I do think, you know, they didn't use her as much, which I'm actually happy because they actually overpowered her too much.
Yeah.
Anyway, she has the glove. She takes it. Peter Parker's like, "Hi, I'm Peter Parker." I love the way he keeps introducing himself.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Hey, Peter Parker, you got something for me and whatnot." And then you see the introduction of all the female Marvel superhero heroes.
Yeah.
Which I thought was an amazing little touch.
It was, definitely was. It was a nice touch.
When you put them all together, you realize, wow, Marvel Studios has actually created a whole team of female superheroes.
Exactly.
And Scarlet Witch and Captain Marvel are the most powerful ones.
Exactly.
So that was an amazing scene when you see all of them go together, all the females together.
Nice.
I guess that's a little, in this day and age as well, that was a little shout out to the ladies and whatnot.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. That was like a goosebump sort of moment.
Definitely.
So yeah, and then again, Thanos, they're trying to get the glove to the time machine, the van. Thanos destroys it. He has a little battle with Captain Marvel because at one point he gets the glove on, right?
Yes, that's right.
Captain Marvel, that gets everyone's hearts pumping and
hearts
shit.
pumping.
Captain Marvel keeps the glove open and whatnot.
She
I didn't like the fact, like I said, what's that? Sorry.
She almost breaks his fingers at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And he headbutts her, and she didn't react. She didn't move. She just kind of took it and looked at him. This is where I feel like, nah, man, like you're that powerful. You can't even take a headbutt from. You took a headbutt from Thanos.
Yeah.
I feel like, again, too overpowered for me.
Yeah.
I don't think it should have overpowered her that much, right? Anyway, Thanos is smart. He realized he can't think, so he pulls the Power Stone out, and then he whacks her with one of those. So that was awesome, I guess, from that sense. But I still think, again, too overpowered for my liking. Anyway, I'm glad they just... I guess they didn't utilize her as much because she was way too overpowered.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I don't know. I'll see what they do in the future with her. Anyway, at this moment, Thanos has used the Power Stone, punched her away. He's got the glove in his hand. He's just about to connect the Power Stone back into the glove.
And Doctor
Strange and Doctor Strange and Iron Man look at each other, and Strange just does that, and you just know something, right? You just know And Iron Man goes, he tries to toggle with him, and obviously because this is technology from Iron Man, Tony Stark, whatever, he can figure it out. He toggles with him. Thanos kicks him off, and then Thanos just says, "I am inevitable." When he clicks, nothing happens, and you just see Iron Man, Tony Stark, and the stones just going into place.
Together. Oh my god! What a scene,
man!
Though.
Oh my god! What a scene! Again, another thing from the comics, because that's what they in the comics, he was the only human to held it, the Infinity Gauntlet, right? But wow, what a scene, man! And he says it, man. He goes, "I am Iron Man." Boom, just clicks them all away. Man, that was, again, before to get to the emotional part, man, I mean, seeing everyone faded away, and I love the way Thanos, he's such a warrior that he just knew defeat. There was nothing more to say.
There was nothing to say. It was the best thing to do. And they left it in a good point.
Yeah,
they left it in a good point.
I was a little bit upset that it killed off Thanos, but the way they portrayed Thanos in this movie, he would never have stopped, so they had to get rid of him. There was no prison and nothing, so you had to get rid of him. But it was hard to see him go. I didn't want to see him go, but I love the way that he just saw defeat, and he knew it. And there was no like, I'll be back, or this, or that. It was just like, cool.
Sit down, chill, it's time.
Done. I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah.
And then the most emotional scene, man, like, Iron Man, man, I can't believe it. So obviously the stone power was gonna kill him. He couldn't really talk. He was in a state of shock and whatnot. You know, Rhodey comes down and has his little moment with him.
I love the fact they did that, because that was his best friend.
Yes,
and
exactly.
To see the best friend come down and see him first, I really liked that. That was a touching moment. And then fucking Spider-Man had to fuck us all up. And
Tom Holland, man.
Yeah, Tom Holland came in.
He'd start doing the shaky voice business. And
he does his crying moment that gets me crying. Yeah, that was sad. And then Pepper comes at the end. I was thinking that, you know, each of them will have their moment, but that's just too long. Right? I thought Cap will come, but it's too long. I get it. Then Pepper comes, and then, you know, she reads his vitals, and it says critical, and then she just looks at him and says, "We're going to be all right. You can rest." Done me. Done me, man.
Yeah,
I was
actually, it still gets me now.
I'm freaking going to tear up now again, man. That's been me.
And then you see Cap and Thor's face as well.
What's that?
You see Cap and Thor's face as well, and you're like, oh shit.
And you see Cap his eyes are watering, and you see Thor in the background. You know, Iron Man should have been, Hulk should have been there in the back, I think, too, as well.
Yeah.
Because in Avengers 1, man, Tony accepted Banner and Hulk. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he did.
Anyway, but that scene got me, man. Oh, you know what scene? Anyway, I won't go, but we'll talk about this later. Man, then the funeral happens, right? You see Cap talking, I'm talking, and you know, he's talking. Obviously, he's left a message for his daughter, and he's just saying, you know, I hope the world's back in some sort of place. You know, in the event I've died, I hope something's back to normal. Who would have known that this universe is so big and whatever?
Exactly.
And then you see the scene. You know, everyone's sitting there in the house, and you see Rhodey crying, and you see John Favreau sitting there and everything. And then he looks at his daughter and says, "I love you 3000." That scene got me. I didn't speak about it in the beginning, man.
Yeah, no, because he mentions it, and it's like
scene.
He was telling to Pepper, like, I think you're in the 600s, but she loves me 3000. And I was like, oh man, destroy me.
That's amazing.
Goddamn.
Like, when he says, when he finishes off his message to them, and then he looks at her and he says, "I love you 3000." Kills me, man. Yeah. Kills me now, man. Fuck, you know, this movie is such a tearjerker, man.
It is. And how did they do that? Like, you kind of think, like, they did it so well that they hit everybody's hearts with that, because it was like, you know, it's Iron Man. He started this. This was his. It started from him as well. So like, to see that, and because it was that moment, because he was like the man who had everything yet nothing, but now he had so much more to lose in this film, man. So much more, and he had the peace with his dad as well. It was just emotional, man.
They've done it so well. I mean, from Iron Man 1, when that guy told him, "Don't waste your life." Remember the guy in the caves, like, "Don't waste it. Don't waste your life." He finally got to a point where he didn't waste it. He achieved everything. He got his daughter, he's got his family and whatnot. And even in Avengers, when Cap was telling him, like, "You're the guy, billionaire in a suit, where else are you? You're never the guy to lay on the wire and let people walk over you and whatnot." He did lay on the wire, man. He was the guy that laid on the wire now. And they finished off so well, his relationship with his pops, he was able to clear that up. He got everything. He became the man has everything now.
Yeah. And I think that's why it hit hard, and that funeral part was hard. Oh man, Cheeseburgers.
Yeah, that was wicked. The shot of all of them, man.
Yeah.
And you know what confused everyone is that kid. He was the kid from Iron Man,
Iron Man 3.
At
Right.
first, it was like,
Oh,
who's that
really?
kid? And everyone kept saying, who's that kid? And after I realized, oh, it's the kid from Iron Man 3.
I didn't even know that.
But it's so hard to recognize him.
Yeah, because he's older now, isn't it? So it worked out, bro. Really well, really well. Then the scene with Morgan and Happy. Oh, dude, that just destroyed me.
Yeah. That scene got me too. So that whole scene's I'm already in tears and I'm crying and shit. So I'm just trying to break. And then he like, are you hungry? And she goes, I want cheeseburgers. And it's the way he trembles. His lip starts trembling. It's like, your dad loved cheeseburgers. I'm getting all the cheeseburgers you ever want. Oh man, that scene got me, man. Another scene, cheeseburger scene. Fucking hell, man. Got me. You see, I mean, before that, you see everyone, right? A shot of everyone. Even Nick Fury comes right at the end. You know, it's such an emotional scene. Can't believe Tony Stark died, man. It was crazy, man. I hate people spoiling. Listen, man, people put that shit up on Facebook and all. Lucky I've seen it, but even though I've seen it, I was still pissed off. Like, how the fuck would you write that? People were writing, oh, the film's okay. By the way, Tony Stark, Iron Man dies. I'm like, fuck you, man. Even though I've seen it, but I was like, fuck you. How would you write? Why would you write that?
Exactly.
Such an emotional thing, man. 11 years. He started off brilliant, man.
Nah, great send off.
Brilliant send off. Oh man, and then we go on to other things, you know. During that scene, you just see everyone with their families. You see Hawkeye again with his family. You see Ant-Man with his daughter and Wasp, and you know everyone's kind of back together. And Iron Man, obviously everyone helped, but Iron Man, you know, he helped bring this back to normal, basically. Everyone with their family.
Of course, he plays a big part. He lost out a lot, man. The family part alone gets me.
Yeah.
So it was a bittersweet ending, man. I got to say.
Absolutely beautiful. They finished him off beautifully. I think they done it well.
Yeah, very good.
And then, then the final sort of scenes where you're seeing Cap on his final mission, right? Yeah. And Hulk's telling him you've got to return the stones exactly where you got them, so it doesn't mess up those timelines and everything. He walks on. He gives Falcon a big hug. Or he says good luck to Falcon. Falcon's like, I'll come with you, and he's like, listen, you're a good man, but this one's on me. Yeah. And then Bucky gives Bucky a hug. And it almost feels like Bucky knows like what's gonna happen, because Bucky looked at him and said, "I'm gonna miss you, man." Even though Hulk says he'll be back in a second. Yeah. Yeah.
So true.
Kind of knew, right?
Yeah, I felt like he knew.
Because Hulk said he'll be back in 5 seconds. So why would he say, "I'm gonna miss you"? It's only 5 seconds. So anyway, the Captain goes back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He doesn't come back. You know, they're like, where is he? Bring him back. Hulk is like, he's missed his timeline. Like, he's missed his timestamp or whatever. Yeah. And then Bucky turns around and says, hey, look, Sam, look. And then you see someone sitting there. I thought it was skinny Cap again. But then you go there and you tell Sam to go there and you see old Cap. And that broke my heart as well, man. When I see old Cap, that got me, man. It got me so bad. And then I was like, then he starts explaining that, you know, when I put the stones back, I figured, why don't I just get some of that life that Tony told me about? Yeah. I thought that was beautiful, man. I thought that was beautiful. And then the way Sam says to him that, listen, I'm truly happy for you. I felt truly happy for him too, like he was a real guy. So happy for him. Yeah, like, so happy. That guy gave everything. He gave away everything. He lost the love of his life at that time, and then he's like, I'll just give my life to the country, to the world. And for the fact that they gave him his life back was the most touching thing and best way they could have ended. When people say the ending was shit, I'm like, how the fuck could you end it any better than those? I really don't know when people say that. I really don't know, because I'm not a movie creator and script writer and shit like that. How the fuck can you not give Captain America his life back and Iron Man showing how humble and whatever good he is as a person, sacrificing his life? How could you not fucking, you know, give that back? So anyway, he has his life, and then when Sam says, man, I'm so happy for you, but I don't know how I'm going to live in a world without Captain America. I felt the same as well. How are we going to live in the world with Captain America? And then he hands the shield to Sam, and Sam was like, I was going to try my best. And then Cap says, you know, that's why I'm going to give it to you. You know, that's why you deserve it. And then the tears in Sam's eyes. That's the scene. That gets me too again. Like another tear-jerking scene when, it's just so honourable. Just gave it to him.
No, of course. And I mean, same thing, because like, look, I originally thought he was going to hand it over to Bucky, to be honest. But but the point is, like, this guy was a terrorist, man. How do they go and give him the shield? You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't think it will sit well with people that this guy has been killing people for ages. I know there's, second chances, but the guy is still a terrorist, man.
Yeah, it's true. It's true, man. And you know, in a more in this world today that we're living in, the fans.
Yeah.
The black now we got a black Captain America. I wonder how the public's gonna take that. I wonder how the world's gonna take that. Not just America. Not just America. Like I said, I've lived in China, in Hong Kong or whatnot. I've seen how it is towards black people and stuff like that. You've heard it on movie posters where they shrink the black guy and then emphasize on the white guy. The world, how is the world going to accept a black Captain America? Exactly. And I love the way they did that. It's like, you know what, you're going to get a black Captain America.
Exactly.
And it's got nothing to do with black power, none of that shit. I'm not talking about that. But the world has a lot to learn, right, still. So, and in the comics, they give, Sam has the shield anyway. Sam does very black. Right? So it's not like they're going outside of things, but they gave it to him, and I love the way they gave it to him. I think he deserved it, man. He deserves it. He was by you know, like all these films that he's always by Cap's side, no matter what. Even though Cap's always showing love to Bucky, you almost feel like, you know, my side friend, but Bucky's my true love, right? But at the end, he finally, you know,
it was nice.
Finally,
very nice, nice ending. Very nice ending.
Before we go to that very last part, I forgot about Thor. The Guardians of the Galaxy. So you go back to Thor. He realizes, because his mum tells him, you know, stop trying to be the person you're expected to be. Be the person that you are, like who you want, who you're supposed to be. Or don't be the person you're supposed to be, or I can't remember what she said. But anyway, just saying be true to yourself, basically.
Exactly.
And he's having this moment there with Valkyrie, and he says to Valkyrie, like, you're a leader. I need to start being the person I want to be, like, not who I'm supposed to be. So he decides to go off with the Guardians of the Galaxy. Him and Quill have a moment. Quill at that moment is looking for Gamora, right? Because he has a moment. I forgot to mention this again in that battle scene, but he has a moment with Gamora from 2014.
That's right.
She at this point doesn't know who he is, and she looks at Nebula. She needs him in the balls. He's getting emotional, and she needs him in the balls. And she looks at Nebula and it's like this the one, and she was like, yeah, it was either him or a tree. But I reckon so. She disappears at the end. I reckon. When Iron Man done the snap, he just got rid of everyone that came from that timeline. Anyone that was with Thanos, get rid of them. That's
exactly.
So I think she snapped away as well. So she's gone. So he's looking for her at the computer, if you notice. But it says missing. Then Thor comes. They have their little moment about who's the leader and whatnot. Which is an interesting point, man. Because he says us as Guardians of the Galaxy back together. Which was moist.
Yeah, it was really
good. Because that means, you know, Chris Hemsworth and Thor is still carrying on. You know, we're assuming Banner's still carrying on in this universe somewhere. As Mark Ruffalo. So, you know, look, let me just visualize this, man. Adam Warlock and freaking Thor are going to be in a film together. Because remember, Adam Warlock was the end scene of Guardians 2. So he's going to be in Guardians 3. You're going to have Guardians, Adam Warlock, and Thor in a freaking movie together. So fucking sink that in a little bit. So that's going to be moist for the future.
No, that's right. So they go off on their own journeys. And then we get back to... They do that nice, lovely scene with Cap and Peggy, man.
Beautiful scene. You just have that old, back in the 40s or 50s or whatever, and beautiful music, like old school music, and just they're having their first dance. Such a beautiful scene, man. Cap and Peggy. He finally got his life and had the love of his life there, man. I mean, you know, some say, because you know in I think it was Civil War when she was mentioned, or Civil War, or even Winter Soldier when she was saying to him that she was married and she had 2 kids. Kevin Smith was saying, or even Mark Bernard, one of them saying maybe it was Cap. And she had dementia and forgot because she looked at him and said, "You look so young," or whatever. So maybe it was Cap.
Oh my god!
She had 2 kids. Like, could you imagine that? And she just couldn't remember. She just looked at him and said, "You look so young." But, man, but such a beautiful scene again to end Cap's, man. I mean, man, come on, that was amazing.
No, absolutely awesome. And then it comes to this is the first one without an end credit scene or a middle credit scene, and it's just the 3 clinks from Iron Man. When he was
that was amazing. I mean, with the credit scenes, they had the original 6 with their signature. Apparently, again, Kevin Smith was saying, them guys were saying that that was taken from Star Trek. When they ended the Star Trek, whatever, they done the same thing. So they take that from there. So the original cast, you show them, and then their signatures. And then when Iron Man comes on, everyone goes crazy because obviously he wanted to sacrifice his life. So when it's his time at the end, everyone goes crazy in the cinema. And then, you just hear the 3 clinks at the end. Oh, man. I mean, look, there's loads of things. I mean, it's such a beautiful movie. I fucking love it. For me, it's a 10 out of 10. I don't give a fuck. Any movie that makes me cry 7 times, out of sadness, out of joy, it's the best movie. I don't give a shit. Like I said, there's loads of things I was thinking about, right? I mentioned some of them. The timelines, like Thor's hammer, did Captain go pull it back, put that back as well?
Yeah.
Did Thor give him the hammer and say, hey, make sure you put this back because I fucked up that Thor, I took his hammer, so can you go give it back to him?
So
maybe there was some things. There's different timelines, like what happened when the Soul Force Stone. First of all, when Captain sees Red Skull, what's his like? Hold on a second, motherfucker, you're my villain, So what happened there? Then it's like, I give you the Soul Stone back. What are you gonna give me? There's those questions.
No, of course. There's so much more to it. I think
there's so much you can think about, but there's no need, I guess.
No, and then this is what I've been trying to explain to people. I mean, I suppose me and Ash and you are the type of people that will just take the film in and accept it as it is and enjoy it and love it for what it is. We don't need to go, like, as much as we'll have questions and trying to work out why did this happen and that happen. Doesn't matter.
Still a brilliant movie.
It's still an awesome movie. Like, as you said, it's a roller coaster of emotions. Like, what more could I have asked for? Like, my problem is other people that are questioning it, And you got loads of critics and stuff that are talking about this movie, and like one of them goes like, I saw it on his Twitter. Sorry, I gave away he's a he, and he said, he's a film critic as well, and like I do follow some of these guys, and I take inspiration from the work that they do, but then some of it, like this guy, like pushed me away completely. I just had to unfollow him and unsubscribe to his channel because you can't be that much of a fanboy to pick out how hard it is to work on a movie like this. Yeah, and then say, I can't believe I enjoyed a movie so much with so many potholes. But why are you looking for potholes for?
Yeah, exactly.
Why are you looking for plot holes? Because that means you're not switching off from the world to go enjoy these fantasy characters on the big screen. That's why when I watch Mark Bernardin and Kevin Smith do their stuff, I love them. I absolutely love them because they know what it's like to make a movie. They know what it's like to write a script. They know how hard it is when you get criticized about things. They never, ever say, even if they feel like it's bad, they still praise the film.
Yeah, I mean, Mark Bernardin, he's like, out of those two, he's the harsh one, and then Kevin Smith's always the moist one.
Yeah.
But even Mark Bernardin said about this movie, can you pick on it? Yes.
Yeah.
But why would you? It's such a great movie. Yeah. He's picked on other movies that are basic and said, oh, yeah, it's basic. But for this one, specifically, said, after 11 years and the way they've ended and the way they've done everything, it's like, why would you pick on this one? Yeah. And also, the other thing I also hate, and I'm just like, well, you guys have truly not understand this, so you're just basic fans, you're just casual fans. It's like, oh, I prefer Infinity War. I'm like, you press play on Infinity War, and as soon as that finishes, press play on this, it's the same fucking movie.
Exactly.
Like, do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
It is a continuation of that movie. You can't tell me Infinity War is a different film. I prefer Infinity War. It's a 5-hour movie, motherfuckers. Like, stop telling me that one's better. It's a 5-hour movie, so they had to, for the human sake, because I don't think human can sit there for 5 hours. I can, but you know what I'm trying to say? That's why they cut it in 2 years. So I'm like, fuck off about Infinity War is better. It's the same fucking film. Yeah. Oh, people kept saying this to me. Okay, now we're done with the movie. We can bitch a little bit. Not bitch a little bit, but just
it's therapy.
Give up. Yeah. People keep saying this to me. There wasn't enough action. I'm like, listen, fucking half the population died and they're all going through depression. What do you think? They should just put on their gloves and go to fight again? They're going through depression. Do you understand that they're trying to express how human they are and the fact that even these guys are going through depression? Thor's fat. Iron Man's depressed with his family. Not depressed, but he's going for the family. Cap's just trying to be hope. Black Widow's crying because Ronin's killing everyone. Just stop telling me there's no action. The last scene's full of action, but they had to explain it, man. You have to explain how you're going to get everyone back. You have to show what they're going through.
Yeah, it's all about feel, man. And people.
I hated the fact that there wasn't enough action. That to me, that's just a dumb statement. So I'm like, okay, you're just watching this film for action. Go watch an action film.
Yeah.
Or just, you know what I mean? Like, it would have been shit. It would have been shit. I'm thinking about it now. It would have been shit if they were just like, 22 days later, cool. Captain Marvel gets Thing back. Okay, guys, let's get back on. Boom, we're going to fight Thanos. Blah, blah, blah. No, it made so much better to make it a 5-year thing. Let's figure this out. It took 5 years to figure this out.
Yeah.
Time travel. It took 5 years to figure it out. It took a fucking 5 years for a rat to randomly walk over it. Like, even though that's dumb, I still like the fact that it was 5 years later in a dumpster type place. It wasn't just 2 days later a rat done it. You know what I mean?
I totally understand.
And again, so I'm bitching because I've heard so much shit. and everyone has their opinion. So even what I'm saying is wrong because
No, of
you
course,
have
it's
your
an opinion.
Say
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
But the fact that when people say the ending was shit, the fuck? How would you ended it, expert? Tell me, expert. How would you ended them? How would you have made this movie and ended it and make it make $1.2 billion on opening weekend? Tell me, expert. How would you have made $1.2 billion on opening weekend with this movie? Get the fuck out of here. You wouldn't be able to. How are you gonna get people to go back and watch it twice? How are you gonna get a casual fan to go back and watch this twice with your expert ending and your expert story? With what, 4 hours of action? Get the fuck out of here. Nobody wants to see that shit. Like,
and it's true.
1 billion opening weekend, bruv. Apparently, I was reading something just now. So it's been a week and a half. It might reach the 2 billion mark. Should reach the 2 billion mark by this week. 1.5 weeks, bro. This has to be the $3 billion movie. Please, fuck Avatar, man. Fuck James Cameron. Sorry, love you, but fuck them blue people, man. It's gotta make 3 billion by. Listen, if it's made nearly 2 billion after just a week and a half, it has to reach 3 billion.
I think
man,
this could become a $5 billion movie, bro.
There was some. This is how crazy people been there, and it's how crazy I've been reading. Someone was doing some mathematical formulas and shit, and according to the mathematical formulas, if it's still following the same trend as opening weekend, it'll make like 4.something billion. And if it slows down, like they put in the equation of the slowdown of Infinity War, then it still should make 3.something billion. So regardless, they're seeing this as over a $3 billion movie. I want it to be, and people keep saying to me like, I mean, I don't get paid or whatnot, but like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna support it. Football guys pay ticket for football teams.
Exactly.
And billionaire football guys. You want to support them? Cool. I want to support this movie. I want this movie to be 3 billion and make all the money in the world. Fuck it, I don't care.
No,
Why
of course,
you supporting Arsenal? Same way I'm supporting Marvel. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. No. Of course, and I think we totally get that. I mean, overall, going past all of that, I think the main thing is how have you come out of this movie? Like, you've seen it 4 times, I've seen it twice.
I've only had the chance to see it once, man.
So, like,
I'm so busy.
But the do you guys feel like you got closure from the movie?
I 100% did.
Yeah?
I 100% for my characters. For my characters, obviously they've left it open for the characters that are going to continue.
Yeah.
But for Cap, for Iron Man, you know, again, this is not just closure of one movie. This is 11 years of character building and a relationship with these characters, and I feel like they've ended them gracefully, man. For me personally, the ones maybe haven't is, you know, maybe it could be Thor and Hulk, and that's why they're going to carry on.
Yeah.
You know, Black Widow, we're going to get obviously a prequel movie, or maybe, well, it's going to be a prequel movie, but I'll say maybe, you know, we don't know. The Soul Stone went back to Red Skull and he gave back Black Widow. You never know. That could be something in the movie, but I doubt it. It's probably a prequel for Black Widow movie. I personally think I've got closure on Captain and Iron Man, even though it's still going to be hard to have a universe without them, a Marvel universe without them, guys.
Of course, it's going to be very hard. What about you, Ash?
Guys, you know what? For me, it was the best send-off movie. 11 years you've been following Marvel, yeah. Not even that, just as a comic book fan, like, I don't know, man. It made me feel complete. Like, it was just such a great ending, man. I can't even express it. I do want to watch it again, but I've been so caught up with life. But that hype is still there, and I am gonna watch it again, definitely, man.
You know what though, bro? You know what? Normally when we watch a movie twice, we wait after a week or 2 weeks. It's only been out a week, if you think about it. So you got all the time in the world. The problem is, because we're so hyped and I've seen it 4 times, you're probably thinking, shit, man, I don't know if I'm going to catch it in cinema still. It's only been a week, bro. You got loads of time.
You know what? I think this is going to be something that's going to be in the cinema for quite long, because Infinity Wars went on for long as well. So, I mean, for me personally, it's been a sad couple of days. It feel like it's still got that emotion kicking in. Did you fight or something, bro? Stinks.
No, man.
Stinks, man.
Fight
games aside, man.
Every time I hear Love You 3000,
yeah,
gets me, man.
It does get me, man. So it's like I got my closure, and I'm really happy with what the movie became, and how the Marvel universe has not become just it was our universe that Kevin Smith said. It was our thing. Now it's everybody's thing. Now it's the cool. It's the cool, and I love the way he used that analogy. So, like, for me personally, it left me sad still. You know what I mean? but
sad, happy.
because it was an ending as well. They actually gave us an ending. They gave us a closure. This is the ending, not like something else is going to happen. No post-credit scenes or nothing. It was like, oh my god. So going into Spider-Man Homecoming, Far From Home, it will be interesting to see where they go with this, bro.
And it's gonna hurt me. Like Mark Bernardin had a great theory which I loved, which he was saying maybe Far From Home is before Infinity War. So they go on this trip, blah blah, and when they're coming back, they're on the bus back to the school, and then Infinity War starts and Peter jumps out. Maybe that's his theory. He said it might not be, but of course, man. Like maybe now we know Tony's dead. Maybe when Peter Parker looks at the suit and he gets emotional, that's gonna make me fucking cry during Spider-Man.
Same.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough, but I agree, man. So much closure. And, again, I can't say this enough, but it was so sweet how they ended Cap. For me, it was the sweetest thing in the world to just give his life back. I loved it more than anything.
Same,
you know?
definitely.
It wasn't just an honourable death from the soldier. It was giving him his life back. You know? I loved that more than anything.
No, it was so good. So good. I mean, there's so much to it, man. I mean, I suppose we got our... I'm happy, man. It was happy. It was good. I mean, it got to me a few... As you said, if a movie can do that to you, man, big salutes to the Russo brothers, man, because that is a lot of work. And props to all the special effects guys and everything. And, the fans as well. I mean, we got a fan film here, man, and I absolutely love that. And I love the fact that Kevin Feige takes on what the fans want. Because... that scene with the hammer,
I did not expect that.
Nobody expected that, bro.
Me
did not expect.
Kibler was shouting in the cinema, applauding like, brilliant, man.
Yeah.
Like, who would have ever thought that would happen?
I know. Like, it wasn't even and they teased it from Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
Just never really thought, he's gonna get it. They teased it.
Yeah.
But, nah, it was unbelievable. I mean, fan service, like Kevin Smith says it the best.
Yeah.
Fan service, and they gave fan service to the fullest amount. What a brilliant movie, man.
No,
what a brilliant movie.
Awesome.
What a brilliant saga, man. 11 years, what a brilliant saga. I love it to bits.
You know what I'm looking forward to is when Endgame comes out on Blu-ray and I can watch Infinity Wars and straight after watch Endgame.
Oh, that's the plan. That's the plan.
Yeah.
5-hour day, but 5 hours. I'm spending 5 hours of my day.
No, that's definitely one that I'm going to do as well. So I already pre-ordered it that night, so we've got this special edition coming through.
Yes,
I mean, it definitely like Kevin Smith puts it great again. Like, back in the days when they sold the comics, it was issues, different characters, and then at the end of a season, they'll just put everyone together like a Secret Wars.
Yeah,
it was like that kind of movie. It was 100% that kind of movie. There are things where I was like, at that scene. So when I'm going back again, when Cap was there by himself. In my head, I kept saying, "Where is everyone? Where is everyone? Where is everyone? Where is?" I kept on, "Please, everyone, where are you? Where are you?" You know, I'm trying to say, I was saying that.
Yeah.
And when they appeared, it was just great. And like I said, it could have been like a great action scene where everyone has their moment with Thanos and Hulk punches him this way and Black Panther kicks him that way, and they could have done that. But I still love what I was given. I still love the battle I was given.
Definitely, that's always a pleasure.
How I say it, if you look into it too much, and you want what we see in the comic books and how you want the characters to look, but you know what, we're in a time we just got to be grateful for what we get nowadays, guys, man. Like, honestly, we're living, like Kim always says, we're living in a good time now. We're getting things we're seeing on TV when we were kids, and honestly, let's be real, who knows if we'll get this this moistness and this emotion another 11 years time. We don't know. So how I say it is, Russo brothers, like I said, big thing.
Yeah.
You gave us what we wanted.
Exactly.
I think people that didn't enjoy it, take a step back and enjoy it, man, because life's too short. That's what
of course.
Well, those people are just always going to be negative, right? There's always going to be people as you can never
please them.
Man, there is nothing you could do. Some people are just going to be the way they are, right? Even, maybe we bitched about certain things, but we tried to keep things as positive as possible because, again, we're not scientists, so we can't explain time travel and how things
yeah.
We're not movie creators. We're ordinary fucking guys. We're doing this podcast review like we're some expert. We ain't no experts, man. We're fucking ordinary dudes talking our shit and how we feel about things, right? but we at least try to end of the day, what we can do is always keep it positive, right? Because you can always shit on things. But, you know, again, I was telling people at work, like, listen, I know you don't like Justice League. I know you don't like Batman vs Superman. I tell you what, I fucking love it.
Yeah.
Like, that's how moist I am. Like, I'm biased. Yes, I can be biased, but I just love certain things. Like, I always cuss Avatar and Titanic. Hey, I watched those movies. Fucking Titanic's very an emotional movie, man. Avatar is actually a brilliant freaking movie. I just want Avengers to be it. But I'm trying to say, like, but you know, yeah, you can always pinpoint things and be negative about things, man. But negative energy, man, I hate it. I hate negative energy.
Yeah, no,
man.
It's a shame that it's come into the movie world because, like, somebody said the other day that, you know, what was it? We Speak Geek. Somebody was like, "Oh man, you know, you guys are fans of everything, and you bring it all together with harmony. Like, it's such a nice thing because you don't have that Marvel, DC, Star Wars battle. You love everything." And I was like, "There's no need for it. I mean, we love this geeky culture. I mean, we went to Portsmouth Comic Con, and it was really good, bro. I had such a good time. Shout out to the Geekers still, but it was lovely to see a community all to come. Bro, before I even got in the queue was the hype, bro. It was so moist. Everybody noticed the hoodie I was wearing, and it was just a nice vibe. And it was seeing the community come together to say, look, this is our culture now, and it's nice to see it spread and people loving it.
Remember, man. Remember, as humans. Sorry to cut you. Remember, as humans, we are tribal. End of the day, there's always going to be this Marvel, DC, Star Wars, Star Trek. Like, I don't know why. I can never understand PlayStation, Xbox. I'm like, just. I don't get it.
Yeah.
As a kid, I probably was that guy. Oh, no, PlayStation till I die or whatever. But I just don't get it anymore. I'm just like, all right, now I'm just like, it's everything, man. Like, why are we so tribal? Let's get out of this tribal bullshit and just, you know. But, hey, that's human nature. That's why there's always going to be a division, no matter what.
No, of course. Scott, you were going to say?
I thought I was going to say that.
Oh, basic. We'll cut him
out.
No, it was about off the topic, like the Sonic movie.
Yeah.
So a lot of people weren't happy with the way Sonic looks. Yeah. And now, what have the creators gone and done? They said, okay, you know what, we're going to go back and we're going to make it how you fans want it.
Yeah.
Props to them, man.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean?
Props to them. Yeah, big props. You know, when I first saw that trailer, I was like, okay, because he does look like, you know, he's got long legs and looks very skinny and tall, and, you know, he doesn't look like a thing, and his shoes were small, whatever. Yeah. I don't know, I just saw Sonic. I was like, okay, you're trying to portray Sonic, I see Sonic. I see Sonic, right? You know, like, I get it from where people were criticizing, because I criticize the X-Men, for example, they don't look like the way I want them to look. So I get it. But big props to the producers and whatnot to be like, all right, we're going to take on the fans' comments and we're going to change it. I mean, that was brilliant on their part, I say.
Like you pointed and moved the screen, didn't it? Sorry.
What's that?
No, it looked like you did a point and then it moved the screen, but it must be the wind or something. I don't know. Anyway, sorry. But
yeah, I mean, you know, man, overall, I mean, look, I know we haven't spoken about nothing else of Endgames. Like, just real quick to throw out there, you saw that they're going to make a Ghost Rider and Hellstorm. Is it Hellstorm? TV programs on Hulu. Yeah. They're going to use the Ghost Rider from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the Mexican dude. I don't know if you've seen it, but he looked fucking wicked. I remember watching that. I stopped watching it a bit because I lost access to Plex and shit. But that was wicked. So I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be on Hulu.
Yeah.
It's going to be on Hulu, which I'm assuming they're going to make it 18 and whatnot. Hellstorm, I don't know. I'm not too familiar with him, but I know he's in the realm of Doctor Strange and everything, as far as I'm aware of. So that should be interesting. That could be signs to reboot him back, you know, Daredevil and Punisher.
Yeah.
What's that crew called? The bad guy crew, man. Shit, I forgot what it's called, but I think they're looking to do some stuff. But yeah, I mean, what other stuff has been going on, man? James Gunn's obviously he's got new characters that he's gonna introduce into Suicide Squad. Obviously, he's coming back.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna do some new characters, Polka Dot Man or something like that. Kevin Smith was talking about something. I'm not too familiar with that.
He's gonna be good. I think he's gonna do a great job with these characters.
I've never heard of Polka Dot Man, to be honest. So
I think he's gonna do. I agree. I think he's gonna do a good job as well. I've never heard of that characters, but I think he's made Guardians of the Galaxy likable characters. I think he's gonna do great for that universe. For that, and then what other news has been happening, guys? What other news?
Days Gone, new game come out. Like, if any gamers out there,
one?
Days Gone.
Days Gone.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
There
you go.
Man.
So that's that zombie one.
So anyone that, you know, it's a good game. That's so it's a lot like Red Dead Redemption. I would say it's like GTA, you know, open world, but it's different. You know, you got to craft new weapons. The zombies are like like it's like The Last of Us as well. It's a bit of GTA, Last of Us, Tomb Raider, all in kind of one game.
Is it Rockstar?
No, it's not Rockstar. I forgot who made it, man. Yeah, it's called Ben Studio. So yeah, Ben Studio.
Okay.
Man. So yeah, definitely a good game, man. If you guys are into gaming, that's
one to check out. But other than that, that was it, man. I mean, it was more for us to catch up about Avengers, have our therapy session as well to talk through it as
Glad
brothers
we
as
done
well.
this therapy session. I finally got it all off my chest.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna watch it 2 more times. I'm in Hong Kong next week, so I might watch it in 4DX, which will be moist. And then I've got some other friends that want to watch it in IMAX because I want to watch it in IMAX too. So I think I got 2 more in me, and that'll be 6. That's my record. Avengers was my first 5 times, but this will be my.
I think I'm gonna go
record.
for 10, bro. I'm just gonna spread it out. I'm gonna try and do 10 in the cinema if I can.
I need to watch it again, man. I'm slacking. I'll tell you that now.
We will.
You know,
Hey, I've
the
seen
the
it
hype's
4
still
times,
there.
and even on the 4th time, it does not feel like a 4-hour movie, a 3-hour movie. It still doesn't feel like.
And that's the thing. I think that was the main thing as well. Like everybody thinking 3-hour movie, I'm gonna miss a part. I'm gonna go to the toilet. But the movie encapsulates you so much, you forget. Like the first 10 minutes, you're like piss, 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 and then suddenly it's gone. You're like,
Yeah,
oh my god, it's
exactly.
the end of the movie.
And also, it's like, I don't understand, like, Lord of the Rings was 3-hour movies. I don't know why people were like, oh, it's going to be tough to film. I'm like, just don't drink nothing and fucking sit down and watch the movie.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. But yeah, I'm definitely going to probably get 6 out of this one, for sure.
Definitely.
I'm glad we had this chat. I'm so happy we finally got it off my
definitely,
chest.
man. Me too, man. Yeah, very happy with this. It was good therapy session. I think we should start doing theories after about what they're gonna do with the Marvel universe later on. I think we should do a couple of podcasts on that as well.
We'll talk about next one, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Take a week off. Ramadan Mubarak to everyone.
Yeah, Ramadan Mubarak to everybody.
Man, it's gonna be another one. I mean, I fast anyway. People are like, how are you gonna do it? I'm like, I fast 19 hours a day anyway, so it's in my diet. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting in this heat actually. To do it in.
Have you got short days there as well? What time breaking fast?
My one is about 7 o'clock.
Okay.
Ours is about
8:30. So yeah, a bit tougher.
The ones are getting shorter now. Getting back to the shorter days.
No, it's getting there. But yeah, no.
Yeah.
Listen, man, massive thank you for you joining and us joining as well. It's good to have all of us free together to do this as well. But yeah, guys, massive thank you, guys. This is just our thoughts, yeah. It's not really a review. Yeah.
That can be.
Yeah, so you know, it's our thoughts, our therapy. But yeah, it'd be interesting, definitely. Guys, comment below and share the video, share the love. Let everybody know our thoughts as well. It's our opinions. It's what we think about the movie, and it was more of a therapy session of us brothers talking about it. I mean, this is probably the first video you caught all of us on screen emotional.
And it's a 2-hour. This is our longest one, man.
Yeah.
We've gone over 2 hours, bro.
Yeah, no,
Like,
I know. So
to express, there was no 45-minute thing. There's a lot to express on this one,
exactly.
man.
So
Closure. So
I hope you enjoy it, guys. Man. I really hope you enjoy it.
Hopefully everyone enjoyed the movie and enjoyed the saga and enjoyed our thoughts and our opinions and just again getting emotional and shit. No, I'm glad we done this, man. This is for our memories too, man. Not only the movie, but these podcasts and like we could look back when we're 80 or something, hopefully, and look back and like, kids, remember that podcast we done for fucking 2 hours? Our kids can watch it, you know. Like the beautiful thing about these videos, I always said this, and I don't want to get too emotional now. I wish we recorded Granddad more, just telling stories, but this is kind of like us. You know, hopefully, inshallah, one day I'll have kids, and you guys will have more kids, and our grandkids will look back and it's us telling stories, man.
Yeah,
it's like,
of course,
our basic granddads telling stories, you know.
Yeah. About the Marvel universe.
Guys, my son's
Alright, go on. Oh, bless. Little Idris. He'll watch this later on as well when he's older. He'll understand.
Yeah.
Oh, Baba. What's wrong? Alright, yo, guys, massive thank you. You know what? Look, we don't do this for the views and the likes and the dislikes and all the rest of it. It is really us lot all catching up and geeking out and like talking about stuff that we love, passion as well. But we want to spread the love, guys. I think it's time to, if you're new, click on that subscribe button. If you're already a fan of the work we do, then share it. Show other people. Show them the love that we have for this geeky culture. And a massive thank you to everybody who's still following, to be honest. Because, you know, we've been doing it. It's coming over to 1.5 years now. This is episode 66. So massive thank you to you guys. And always G-Man, always making the time for us as well to geek out as well. So absolutely awesome. But yeah, no, massive thank you, G-Man. Guys, make sure you're following us on Instagram. Our links are at the bottom. And we've got a playlist of all of our podcasts. So if you feel like you've got a day off and you want to just listen to us geek out, then go for it, guys. I'm going to share it on our Twitter as well and on my Facebook page. So, guys, massive thank you. And we'll catch you guys up soon. One love.
One love. Peace.